think I've got a punchier title this time. Okay, we're going. I think you can see the standby screen, people. Just hit the button. Switcherino.
Capcom.
Now we have the noises.
I'm not gonna lie, I was completely distracted all day at work just thinking about Jinsekai loot.
I understand. Alright, so let me scooch into my speaking position. So I can
Hey,
read this.
legendary.
Yes, hail and well met, everybody. Oh, okay, bones.
And there's an X.
Yep. I see
Hello.
several of you. Gonna take a starting sip of my water. And we are on time for more Great Ace Attorney Chronicles.
Yeah.
I want to say I am dedicated to finishing this gosh darned case today. Because we've been doing this for a while.
These cases are not short.
No, I mean, there's only 5, so we are in the penultimate one.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, for the first game, because remember, there's 2 games in this bundle. The
Well,
second game is
get-
also only 5 cases, so.
Well, God, I know I feel like I should say it feels like more, but thinking about it, each one of these cases is several hours. I don't think we've done anything in like a single session. Each of our sessions is like 3 hours.
No,
minimum,
the only
so
one
all
we
these-
did in one session, I think, was the first case, and that was a mistake. We were there for 5.5 hours on the opening
Yeah.
tutorial case.
No, so like with each case being anywhere from like 5 to 10 hours, that's 25 to 50 hours of gameplay.
Yeah.
No, that's a solid game.
Yeah, it's a good game chunk, and I will say, like I said, I've watched people play like the original 3 Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney games. Those can have some very long cases, and I've talked about this. The bonus case 5 they added for game 1 and like the remasters is like literally 8 hours long. It's like longer than most of the other cases put together. But other of those cases are like actually quite short because the game 1 memory on the Game Boy Advance was different, but also the games often have like filler cases. They have cases that are basically just to like introduce you to characters or mechanics and stuff. Whereas I think literally every case in this first game is building up something. It is part of the context of the game. Like, even our current Soseki case is like Ryunosuke had to come to the decision to continue to be a lawyer and stuff. And, also introduce Soseki Natsume, who will be back for future cases.
Oh.
Yes, he is a recurring character. So also, we have to actually go to Baker Street and, meet Iris and stuff too. So like everything is just such a lot of build up. I think this is why a lot of people say that Great Ace Attorney is one of the best entries in this series because it is just so comprehensive top to bottom. It does, however, mean that as we have noted, it can be quite tiring. Quite lengthy to do. Yeah, I think we're just saved in the middle of about to do some testimony, if I remember rightly. Because last week we had 2 jury selections. So we had to defeat the jury twice. Now that took us
Possible
about 3
beats report.
Alrighty. This case had nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garrett.
Didn't we read this last time? I think we're on like the pressing bit, whatnot.
Yeah, but we read it like a week ago. I need to read all this again, at least in person. Might as well read it out loud. Believe me, a London Bobby is good for his word. You see, sir, the windows on the top floor of the Garrett house are top-hinged casements. I remember that from the last time. I can't believe that was a thing that came up.
Obviously, if anything had been thrown out of the window, we would have seen it. I did leave the scene to go fetch and help, but my trusty Rolly was there to make sure nothing was disturbed.
So what she's saying is that he disturbed something.
I mean, when she returned, he was passed out.
He does have a dent in his helmet. He could have been bludgeoned over the head and just doesn't want to say it. There's possibilities here. I didn't take my eyes off the crime scene for one moment. Sir, nothing strange to report on that front, sir. I think I'm actually going to do more accents this time than I would
So
game
sorry,
mastering.
Mr. Naruhodo.
Ah.
I'm so sorry, Mr. Naruhodo. I had no right to speak out.
Well, you really didn't have an opportunity to do that many accents, I believe. We were pretty gung ho about doing stuff mostly.
No, you guys talk to a lot of shopkeepers and do a lot of shopping, and I'm like, you're going to like 5 different stores. I'm not going to roleplay all of these. I did get to do the goblin voice. Hi, how you doing? I'm going to shake
I
you.
loved it. It was great.
I'll bite you
I love
myself.
comical goblins.
No, we're definitely in that vein. I mean, I loved being able to go, yes, I have a natural weapon. I'm just going to bite you. It didn't work, but it was funny.
If you guys want to see Dallas mauling about losing his shield, please watch the first episode Against Guy when it comes out.
Yeah, it's good. We have a lot of variation. We could do a lot of role playing. There's a couple of combats. Many funny things happen. Deep's deep. Tank's tank. Tank's tank a little too good. Gets caught up with the boss. It just gets taken to the floor. I mean, that sounds about right. You know, I'm just imagining the MMO equivalent. You know, Dallas gets caught by a mechanic and ends up on the floor, and he's just like, "Oh my God, kill it already!"
It was very
I'm stuck
Konosuba.
here. But it's a good 4.5 hours, I think, of stuff. Obviously, there's some bumps. We at several times alludes to the fact that we played Star Wars for like 100 sessions, which were like 2 to 4 hours every week. For like 2 years and still couldn't get the goddamn dice right. And guess what? We do that again. Several times. We forget how dice work.
Yeah, I literally this morning realized that I've been doing my rolls entirely wrong for Divine. I'm just like,
That's okay. I think as we saw from the fact that we have 4 casters in the party, technically, magic is both like one of the best things about this system and also one of the most complex. Because not only do you have to remember normal skill rules, like you said, but also you have to like customize your difficulty and your extras and add things. I know Aaron got hit with the advantage curse a couple of times, where he was like, I've rolled 1 advantage. I can't do anything funny. That happens to me a lot as GM. And then I nearly murdered Dallas with a spell. That's just par for the course. You guys understand Dallas's luck. Because, hey, the Sprawl actually posted today. I remember to post it, so you can check that out probably after the stream, because I think that's also like 4 hours, and I only posted it like an hour ago. But all right, let's move on with Ace Attorney. What do you mean?
Requested the cross-examination of Miss Garrett without consulting you. Even if the judge did deny me.
Oh, I see. Well, I agree with you. We do need testimony from Mrs. Garrideb if we're ever going to get the truth out of this matter.
I mean, she did pass out before she can identify the knife. How convenient.
Do you really think so?
Well, think about it. No matter how far it is across the road or how that window opens, Mr. Garrideb's book found its way to the scene of the crime somehow, didn't it? Just because Van Zyke says, no, does not count, bleh, doesn't mean it doesn't actually count.
You're right.
I'm just imagining the Van Zyke's version of, like, loser says what meme. It's like, my learned friend says what? What? Got you. Haha, got you. Throws a wine bottle into fire. And then there was Mrs. Garrideb's reaction to me showing her the knife. The knife.
The knife.
The woman's hiding something. I'm sure of it.
You're right again.
Is she faking fainting sickness?
I mean, I don't know. She could have actually become so emotionally over-involved she fainted. We are in Victorian England. We need to use this cross-examination to uncover more clues. We'll get to the
last time
bottom
I
of
saw her
this
get
one way or another, I swear.
Last time we see her get emotionally invested, she started beating up her husband.
True. Well, she should just count herself lucky she didn't try to beat me up. I have a sword.
You never would have drawn that damn sword.
Probably true. But she passed out, so we'll never know.
We'll never know.
Yes.
Okay, so where do we want to press?
Can we check all the
Maybe-
lines at least?
Let's see. That's the casements.
Obviously, if anything been thrown out of the window, we'd have seen it.
I mean, I kind of want to just we don't take hardly any damage in these cases. I kind of want to just go straight for the present and then what about this book? But I don't know if that will work yet. We're very
Well,
late
let's
in this case.
Let's. I feel like pressing is probably the way to go. Usually.
Let's go for a press. You don't usually. It's very rare in these games you get punished for a press. All right, this is a decent argument. But according to my notes here, tap tap, the sun had gone down already and it was dark.
I just realized he's tapping his page. Usually he's all like shuffling them about.
Oh, but Rolly and I were strolling along, gazing at the night and looking for our lucky star.
All right, so I think what we're gonna look for is because I remember that we've got two witnesses in the box, so we've got the cross thing. We probably are looking for. We're gonna press one of them for something, and then the other one's gonna freak out.
Yeah, probably.
Sorry, beg pardon.
The star that will guide us to our eternal happiness.
Can it guide you to answer the question? Okay, let me see.
You got this.
I'll do it straight. I was thinking, should it be sleepy? He's a little blinky, but no. If a flaming book had cut across the sky in front of us, it would have lit up like a shooting star.
Yes, that song is in my head right now.
And if I had seen a certain star, I would have made a wish upon it.
When you wish upon a star.
Actually, did you see the trailer for
Copyright claim.
Yeah, something. Actually, did you see the trailer for the Guillermo del Toro Pinocchio film?
Oh no, I did not. That sounds pretty rad.
It looks pretty rad. You should check it out when you get a chance.
Listen, anybody who's homies with Hideo Kojima is homies with me. In my book. I'll check it out sometime. All right.
Let Rolly be an inspector, I would have said, 3 times at least.
Aww.
Of course, with all the smoke and everything, we didn't actually see any stars.
In short, are you trying to say that neither a book nor a knife crossed the sky before you?
Yes, sir. That is correct, sir. As sure as the night sky in London is starless, sir. Oof.
Ow.
It certainly seems like they're telling the truth.
And then we saw the poor woman fall to the ground, so we ran straight over to help her.
All right. Well, let's press the next statement. That's the one where she left the scene, so... Hold it.
I have a feeling this one might be it.
Yeah. Yes. You said you went to a nearby police box to fetch another officer, is that right? And definitely didn't have any adventures through time and space.
Right? Yes.
Sorry, I was taking a sip.
If it had been on Rolly's beat, I would have known exactly where I was going, of course.
Sorry, blowing out my bones trying to reach my remote so I can tune this up slightly. When the jams come, I want to hear them. Don't feel bad, my love. You can't be expected to know the location of every police box on every beat.
So Rolly told me the way. Only, I sort of got a little lost on the way.
Patricia, my darling, that's why I love you. Your terrible sense of direction is bewitching to me.
I love stupid couples.
You guys are terrible. Oh, God. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rolly.
I'm dying already.
Stop dying.
Ugh.
Oh, please.
Oh, please.
So I suppose I was gone for about 15 minutes. But like I said, my Rolly was at the scene the whole time, making sure nothing was disturbed.
I I was off duty at the time, of course, but a true Bobby is never really off duty, sir. My
I remember
working
there was a
conditions are terrible, sir.
I know I'm not stupid, but I'm pretty sure I remember her saying that she came back to him completely passed out on the ground.
Yes, she did say earlier, as like an offhand comment, he was fucking lying down.
So, like,
well, maybe that's this one.
Yeah.
Also, I just realized let's double check the court record really quick. Let's remind ourselves of what tools we have. Map, which is enhanced. Book receipt. The case file, which has woman, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, excuse me.
Knife,
Oh, excuse me.
which is chipped, by the way, still. The updated crime scene photograph with the extra info. And then the second photograph, thanks, Van Zykes. And then the fourth book. Alright, so I guess we'll press this statement. Nothing to report? Oh no, I'm having a terrible flashback to that time my best friend died. That's correct, sir. I had my eyes wide open the entire time, never looked away for a second, sir. Now I also approached the scene and nothing was removed from me. I swear the yard's on us, sir. Really? That seems a little strange. Oh, I bet our boy Ryan's gonna remember. Beg your pardon, sir. Strange, sir. Seems altogether regular to me, sir. I had an extra sir there. This burnt copy of The Lion's Pride was originally in the Garrideb household. So the question remains, how did it find its way into the hands of the victim? Can you shed any light on that, seeing as you were at the scene of the crime the entire time? Oh shit, he's a poet.
Is he just gonna pass out?
Oh. Aha! Could it be a different copy, sir? One that just happens to be burnt as well, sir? Even if that were possible. The fuck? Why would the victim have it in her hand? As we can see from this photographic print, she had a bag over her shoulder. Well, sir, that book was in the lady's hand from the moment we arrived at the scene. Is that so? There's something about this statement that's not sitting right with me. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the part that Lucky brought up where he was supposed to have passed the fuck out at some point.
Well, also, it's the bit of... If they saw her fall over, that would mean to imply that that book would have had to been in her hand the entire time while she was walking in order for that to happen. So... Like, no, there's definitely a gap in between what
yeah, there's
happened
something
and-
that's not clear here that we need to get out
Yeah.
of this testimony. Also, to answer that question in chat, that is not entirely correct. I have seen the first case of the next game, which is phenomenal. It's an amazing opening case, and I can't wait
really?
until we get there. But we'll tackle that one when we do get there. But other than that, no, I don't actually know anything about the bulk of the next cases. I do know that there's some, I think there's some flashback cases to stuff that happens technically during this first game. Because, you know, Ace Attorney, we love fucking with the timeline. Anyway, the two mysteries of how the knife ended up in her back and how that book ended up in her hand. There must be some common thread between them. I don't feel like we have that as evidence. Now, this is the same dialogue as before, the cross-examination.
Let me see here. Common thread.
Testimony.
Not the book. The map.
Maybe try pressing the first two statements?
Yeah, until they tell us to stop pressing, I think we should just keep walking about here.
Yeah, let's see, because I think we started... I'll double-check. We started... Yeah, pressing there, so...
Yeah, we got two.
He's
there.
got his first two. Yeah, we'll just start at the top. I think the window one is probably more likely to have it, but we'll try it.
Mm-hmm.
How can you say that for certain? A very good question, sir. And the answer is this, sir. Has the noble founding principles of the force written on it, sir, as a reminder to all of us policemen of our sworn duty. Oh, please let me add this to evidence, motherfucker.
He showed us that before, didn't he?
Did he? I can't say I remember. You liar. To patrol the streets of London town and uphold the peace of the common man. That's what this job's all about. To prepare for trouble and make it double.
Wait, are you insisting that just because the Garretibs are Brits, they have nothing to do with this murder case? Rolly, are you being low-key racist?
No, I think he's just trying to defend his credibility. He's not saying because they're British. He's saying because he is a British police officer. His honor cannot be impugned.
Oh, we're doing an appeal to authority again.
Yeah. No, that's
Oh,
not
you
how this works,
motherfucker.
bruh. And that is why I can stand before you here today, besides my long-suffering wife, and tell you that a Bobby's good for his word, sir. While rubbing my tired eyes, admittedly, sir.
Rowley, you're so manly.
Of course I am,
Oh, here
my
we go
darling
again.
Patricia. Oh, Pat.
Oh, Rowley.
No, none of this is what I meant. I meant, how can you say for certain this case has nothing to do with Mr. and Mrs. Garajab? Oh, I see, sir. You should have said so earlier, sir.
Lie.
Yes, well, could you answer my fucking question? That was a waste of time. Absolutely, sir. I will answer to the fullest of my ability, sir. A surprising reason why Mr. and Mrs. Garrett of domestic dispute can't be related to this case. But before I get into that, sir, just one thing.
Don't you out.
Yes?
Don't you do.
No.
No!
I very much like you and all your countrymen to understand the Great British Institution of Scotland Yard. There's 3 of us here, Rolly. There's me, there's my assistant, and there's the accused who has been in this country for like a year, I think. So I hope you'll... Actually, wait, no. Yes, give me the thing. So I hope you'll take back some tales of us London bobbies and how we uphold our guiding principles. I wasn't planning on going back just yet. I only just arrived here. So to that end, sir, I'd be happy to lend you my warrant card for your perusal. This is the most roundabout way to get some fucking evidence. But I must warn you, sir, you won't be able to get through it without shedding a few tears, sir.
I would like to see it.
Thank you. I'll try. Constable Beat's warrant card has been entered into the court record.
Alright, identify that shit.
Okay, give me that. Give me the... He has to finish his dialogue before I can press R1. Okay. Examine. Peace from his London Peace patrolling officer has walked 20 miles. Jesus Christ. Any corresponding to jurisdiction to be either discovered. A crime is discovered on his beat. Must assist with initial investigations and help detectives. I'm fairly certain these 2 will be important, but I don't know if they line up with any statements we have now. So...
Well, yeah, actually, who was the policeman on the beat then?
It was whichever one Patricia would have gone to. Let's see. Hold on. So your statement is, didn't take your eye. I mean, we got, like I said, we got full 5 markers. We could just try and challenge this with the warrant card right now. But, you know, even though he said that he moved it off a different beat, but that might be able to get us something. I don't know. Or we can just press the statement number 2.
Oh, let's press statement number 2 and then consider.
Because I'm still waiting for one of them to crack. Like an egg. Hold it. By which you mean that they don't open fully. Is this correct? Yes, sir. I've got a diagram for you, sir. It's just there to allow a bit of air through the house, you see? So they're restricted in how much they open.
Honestly, with windows like that, you wouldn't get out a lot of fucking smoke. Smoke rises, y'all.
Yeah, no. But
What can you do?
to be fair, if they don't have any choices, you'd still do it just because larg smoke. But yes, you are correct. This is an absolute shit window design to get smoke out of your house. I think it's so you can open them when it's raining, usually.
Perhaps.
Because the slope would get the rain off, and it's very rainy in London, don't you know?
And therefore, anything thrown out of the window from inside the room would simply strike the pane and fall to the street directly below. For clarity, allow me to mark the map.
Oh, shit, we should have done these two first anyway.
Yes. Directly opposed the scene of the crime, on the other side of the rather wide road.
Would it have been so hard for somebody to mention this top hinge casement thing before? Also, to answer your question, Axe, no, they talked about this last week. The bar that holds the latch open is also connected to the top of the bottom panel, so you can only open it so far. It is not designed for you to remove that, presumably without tools. Well, I have another question for you, Constable. And what would that be, sir? How do you even know?
That's not a good one.
Why would you have any idea what sort of windows Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house is furnished with? Well, sir, that's very simple, sir. You see, I helped with the investigation yesterday. What?
Ah, there it is.
Excuse me, hold on. Just grab Rolly by the face and push him out of the
Man,
way.
we really should have done this gone in order. Shit.
Yeah, damn. Well, I'll remember that next time if we have a witness testimony. We will just start at the top. Fuck the most interesting ones. Do you have something to add, Mrs. Beat?
Sorry?
You look, well, delighted. Is there some particular reason for that?
Oh, I was just remembering, that's all. We really were so lucky.
Uh-oh, are you gonna say too much shit? Lucky? What do you mean?
That's me.
I was just thinking of that joke.
Well,
But I
of
get-
course I feel terrible for the poor woman who was attacked. Please don't misunderstand me. But we were just so lucky it didn't happen on Rolly's beat. It was so close, you see.
Oh, I hadn't realized.
Oh yes, that street, Bar Road, that's the boundary between Rolly's beat and the next one.
So, the road is the boundary,
Oh, did she fucking drag that body over?
Isn't that right, my love?
Or did someone drag the body? Someone moved the fucking body.
Constable Beat! Is he
Like,
gonna
if
pull
it's
out
the
his gun?
boundary and someone moved it from
Yes,
one
right.
side to the other
Yes.
side.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's the reason I was helping out with interviewing the occupants of the Garrideb household yesterday. The house is on my V, you see, sir.
Wait a
Yeah.
minute.
That was really cutting it close then. That's right, Susato. Make him state it for the record.
Yep.
Constable, I wonder if you would clarify something. If the Garrideb household is on your beat, does that mean that the pavement next to it is as well?
Outside Mr. Garrideb's house? Yes, Mom. Pavement on that side of the road is part of my beat, Mom. I see. I was unaware of that.
Just think, if the woman had been attacked just on the other side of Briar Road, we'd have never been able to go for that meal to celebrate our wedding anniversary. But that's the life of a bobby after all.
I think I'm sensing the out.
Extraordinary people are bobbers, tirelessly working for the benefit of all Londoners.
Do you know what I think?
No, I really don't.
I think it was the good Lord's way of rewarding my Rolly for all his hard work.
But Patricia, have you ever heard God helps those who help themselves?
I mean, I'm pretty sure someone helped themselves here.
Don't you think so, my darling?
Yeah, I think we were supposed to do these in order because remember we questioned her about leaving. She said she got lost and was gone for 15 minutes. Also that she has a terrible sense of direction. That must be it, Pat, my love. That must be it. I think perhaps we should make sure we have that information officially on record. Yes.
Leave it to me, Mr. Naruto. I'll take care of it immediately.
The case files information has been updated in the court record.
Okay, neat.
And now it's my turn, I think.
Go back that way. Okay. Oh, she's got something.
Can I ask you something? Please, Mr. Lawyer, sir.
I think this is the game telling us we found all the stuff.
Probably.
Yes, of course. What is it? What were you gonna say?
Oh, I totally forgot. I was gonna say something, but yep, rip me.
No.
You're doubting us, aren't you? I can tell.
Don't you do it. What? I wasn't really. I mean, what's she doing?
Please, just because I'm a woman doesn't make my testimony in.
Oh, are you pulling the?
My assistant is a woman, and she's 16.
It doesn't make my testimony any less valuable. You might just see me as the wife of a policeman, but I'm a woman of my word, I am.
I really don't ever remember suggesting that I doubted you.
No excuses. I don't want to hear it. My voice will be heard. My lord, you'll let me speak, won't you?
I feel like this has happened before.
Yes.
Yes, Miss Beat, I will allow you to supplement your testimony if you so desire.
Yeah,
That was
that's
the
right.
wrong
That's where
accent.
this is when she rattled off the names of the books, which was she only had 3. So technically her freaking out and saying more than she needs to is good for us. And honestly, as the prosecutor, Van Zykes should be like, my lord, that is not necessary. We don't need anything else, no. Because that's what you're supposed to do as a prosecutor or as a defense attorney as well with your witnesses is you make sure they only say the parts you need them to say and don't elaborate on unless the other lawyer gets it out of them. Because you're honor bound to tell the truth, but you are not honor bound to, you're not under oath and legally liable to say everything.
Sometimes the path of least resistance is the sage one.
That was a very loud mutter, Your Honor.
I heard that. That Japanese man thinks a policeman's wife word counts for nothing, does he?
Hey, I have utmost respect for my country's policemen. If Inspector Satoru Hosonaga was here right now, you would be all destroyed. He would have picked up every single book and put them in his pockets, and he would not have let Van Zykes fuck with any of them. He would have given me 4 pictures of the crime scene by now. He would have told me who manufactured this knife and what year. He also would have coughed up blood on it, but, it's the little things.
Well, watch out, sir. I might let you get away with something like that, but my Rolly won't.
Duly noted, Mrs. Beat. Please, I humbly ask you to continue.
What could she possibly be about to say, I wonder?
Oh, I think we need to press this.
Yeah, we did actually... Yes. Okay. So we will press. Ms. Beats, nobody is questioning what you've told us. I like how that's my least hold it ever.
I saw it, I did. That evening, I saw it clearly. That little Eastern man with the whiskers and the funny curve back slink away from the scene. And I know what I didn't see as well. I didn't see any flaming books or knives flying through the sky.
All very clear. Ah, wait a minute. You also mentioned something about having a poor sense of direction?
Oh, yes, well, that's a little embarrassing, really.
Well, then you shouldn't have said it under oath. Anyway.
Oh, excuse me.
I'm always ending up at the wrong place when I've made arrangements to meet Rolly. He gets ever so cross.
He does he? Excuse me, sir. Constable Beat, is there a problem?
I'm pretty sure he's gonna remember something.
That or he really doesn't want Patricia to say that she doesn't know where the fuck she was last night. Because if she just admitted that she has a bad sense of direction, how the fuck does she know what side of Briar Road she was on?
Oh, what if... Well, let's go. Let's move forward.
Hey,
Oh, shit.
No, sir. No problem, sir. Well,
I'm starting to wonder if this man has brain damage, is not just tired.
did your wife's remark just now bring something to mind, perhaps? Oh, well, in a way, sir, yes, sir. I was just remembering the same thing happened that evening, is all. Oh ho. Oh ho ho. You mean Mrs. Beat lost her way on the night of the incident? Ooh. Sorry, very burpy all of a sudden. Ugh. Well, you see, I sent her over to find a police box in the next beat over for mine. But she was gone a fair bit longer than what I was expecting. What? I thought she'd be back inside a good 10 minutes, but my darling was gone a good 15.
Rolly, you're such a tease. But the reason I was gone so long was because of the bouquet, silly.
What?
It would not work with my current setup, but at some point for these style of streams, I would probably want to enable face cam just so you guys can see me just like constantly do the fry eye narrow gif. It would not work with my current room setup because the thing that's directly in front of me right now is my dresser. But what about the bouquet? The bouquet? Sorry, what bouquet are we talking about?
It was a present for our wedding anniversary. Really so romantic. He saved up for it with the farthings and halfpennies he found in the gutter while doing his rounds.
Man, you must not get paid a lot, my dude.
Yes, how romantic. I understand how to romance a woman.
I'd forgotten all about it until just now. Had you, my darling?
Oh, yes. Nope. Definitely didn't just have an heart attack. But that was just between us. Pat, don't talk about it to anyone else, darling. You have to
Really? Oh.
What was that all about? Constable Beat looked very obviously troubled during that exchange.
I'm afraid I can't offer any useful insight, Mr. Naruhodo. But I'm quite sure of one thing. We have to ask Miss B about the bouquet.
Oh my god, we're gonna make this frickin' testimony like 7 pieces long. Desk slam. Mrs. Beat, this bouquet you just mentioned. I'd like you to add details about it to your testimony, please.
And then we're gonna press.
Oh, really? Yes, I'd love to.
Yeah, I know you'd love to. Van Sykes is just like, what the fuck?
No, Van Sykes is like, how much money have I spent on wine? I've thrown many bottles tonight.
But is it enough? No, I don't think so. Oh, okay, we replaced the last dialogue with a new one, thank God.
Alright, well, let's press this shit.
You lost your way a while. You mean you dropped your bouquet at the scene of the crime? The crim?
Yes, that's right. Oh, I was so upset.
Interesting.
Hold on. Hold on a moment. Yeah, I mean, the
see.
photos aren't very broad, but there's no coverage of a bouquet in the crime scene photos.
Well, like I said, they might have not dropped it at the body, but
True. But let's see if she clarifies that one. I just wanted to confirm the info we have right now. It has been a little bit.
When we ran over and saw it was a woman with a knife in her back, I was so shocked I dropped the bouquet Rolly gave me.
I mean, okay, there it does says
Yep.
to just drop
No,
it.
she
yeah.
dropped it right there. Where is it in the photos?
It was in a dark spot where the streetlights weren't casting any light, so I didn't notice it at first.
Also, I don't know if the game is that this detailed, because I don't know when the photo was taken, but it sure don't look like there's no streetlights in the pictures either. And then you went to the police box to report it to the policeman whose beat it was on.
Yes, and I came back to the scene together with the other constable, you see. That's when I spotted my bouquet again. The funny thing was, when I went to pick it up,
Oh,
it was nowhere near the victim box.
yep, right there.
All right. Okay, Van Sykes is a fucking asshole, but, like, he's got the zinger sometimes.
Yeah, no. Well, let's keep going. Let me see. Please, I hope they're saying like it was across the street or something.
Yes, but also I'd like you to
Oh,
read
yes.
this Van Sykes line.
Sorry, my bad. In case you need reminding, Mrs. Beat, the victim is not deceased.
Just
I was
ignores it.
I was all flustered for a moment before I heard a voice calling me from the other side of the road.
Your husband, presumably?
That's right, silly me. I gone over to the wrong side of the street. Although I'm going to blame the bouquet this time, I can't think of how it got there. I really can't.
Yeah.
So the bouquet somehow moved from one side of Briar Road to the opposite.
lies. Curious indeed.
So I guess the question is what evidence we use to challenge this line.
Isn't it? But the worst of it is, I forgot to pick up the bouquet up again when we left the scene. A beautiful rose Rolly bought me, with that change from the gutter he spent so long collecting.
Bleh. By bouquet. Oh, that was the wrong accent, but whatever. God damn it! Do you perhaps mean this sorry, solitary rose?
Oh. Oh! Yes, that's it. That's the bouquet Rolly bought me for our anniversary, with all bits of change he found in the gutter.
She really likes hammering on that gutter bit.
Maybe just call it a rose.
Tell us, Lower Von Zogs, where did you come by the flower? According to the report by the police officer in charge of the crime scene investigation, it was found on the edge of the pavement in front of in front of the edge of the pavement in front of the Garrett household. Okay, so we do have all the clues now.
In front of the
We just
Garrett household?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we just need to figure out which bit of information we use to raise the point.
Although it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the street lamps cast no light. It was believed to be of no relevance to the case, since it was found on the opposite side of the thoroughfare. I mean, normally, yes, but...
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. Could I have it back now, please?
No, we must submit it to evidence for
No,
reasons.
that's evidence.
No, I think for good measure, this rose should be added to the court record as evidence.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, Judge.
Air 5. Because, there's no possible way we could have reached the judge for an actual high five.
Oh.
The anniversary bouquet has been entered into the court record. Is that what we're calling it?
All right, so I do think we're going to need to submit.
But it's a symbol of our love.
Speaking
We
of
gotta-
that symbol of your love, let's examine this. Da-da-da, this is showing... Okay. Rose.
It's very rose-like.
An English rose. It's such a beautiful flower.
Ah, this is a rose, is it? I've never seen one before.
Do you not take an interest in flowers, Mr. Naruhodo?
Ryunosuke is not a student of Ikebana flower arranging. Or maybe not. I wouldn't say that exactly, but I do know 3 types at least.
Gosh, 3?
Yes, plum blossom, peach blossom, and cherry blossom.
Ooh. Perhaps you should consider branching out. Learning some that aren't fruit tree based, for example.
Okay. That was funny, but not relevant. We can click on the handle as well? Sorry, I'm just ruminating the possibility of, like, wait, are we gonna untie this fucking newspaper and it's gonna have a clue on it?
It might.
I don't know with this game sometimes. It's very stylish
I mean,
paper this flower is wrapped in, isn't it? Ouch.
Like, I'm not gonna say, like, who fucking knows.
God damn it. It's just an old newspaper, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh,
Uh,
I suppose it's because I'm not used to seeing English print. It looks so exotic to me.
I mean, I guess you can't, like...
I see.
Ryunosuke, you're such
feel-
a weirdo.
I mean, if it was modern today, there'd totally be some fucking, like, English newspaper, like, patterned fabric out there, and people be like, yes, it's so stylish.
Ow. Oh, my bones. Oh, sorry, I sneezed. Hold on a sec. Is something wrong? Ryunosuke asks me.
Oh, no. I was just thinking that if you had wrapped a stone-baked sweet potato in an English newspaper, it might look like some sort of fancy cake.
God damn it!
Ah, Susato-san, you do love your cakes. What girl doesn't like cake?
I've always wanted to try like a roasted sweet potato.
All right, okay. We did not learn anything from that.
Oh,
I want it back after the trial. Do you hear me? I want it back.
good grief! Rest assured that I'll do my very best not to forget, Miss Bate.
Okay, and that's our last one.
All right, so let's
I
go through
mean,
this again.
you know, yeah, let's go to the top, but I feel like that last one, the nothing strange to report, we could just be like, what about the bouquet? Okay, he's good for his word. The windows. Throne would have seen it. Leave the scene to go fetch.
Oh,
There to-
that's it.
What's up?
Oh, sorry, no. I'm just thinking, if it was that the woman was walking underneath the window, when it hit the thing, it would have hit and fallen straight down. So no, they wouldn't have seen anything flying across because it would have just fallen straight down.
Yeah, yeah, I got that a while ago, but I didn't comment on it. Her line about not seeing anything flying doesn't matter if we think it happened on the other side, because as you said, it
Yeah,
would have
yeah,
fallen,
yeah.
not flown. But I don't
So-
think we've got we don't have a way to put that logic together yet. So dropped your bouquet. Yeah, I mean, we could try the bouquet right here. Nothing strange happened, you say. What about this flower?
Yeah, I think it's probably right. He seems to be a little cagey about the flowers, so
Yep, the music stopped right away. You claim, Constable Beat, there was nothing to report in the 15 or so minutes you were guarding the scene. But that cannot be.
What do you mean to say?
In your testimony just now, Mrs. Beat, you explained to the court that when you arrived back at the scene of the crime, with the policeman assigned to that beat... Oh, shit. I thought I had a notepad closer, but I don't. I was going to tap on some real paper. Give you some Foley, y'all.
I need to turn it up. I can't.
The bouquet you had dropped at the victim's side was no longer anywhere nearby.
Objection!
Quiet, you.
Goddamn, Zax.
Yes, on the opposite side of Briar Road to where the victim was attacked.
Oh, is that what we're claiming now?
But considering the size of that meager bouquet, if a single sorry bloom can be so described. No doubt it was blown in the wind across the street, back into the gutter where it belongs.
There was wind?
Sir.
Meager?
Objection!
But if that were the case, why did Constable Beat not testify to the fact?
Bleh!
No one else approached the scene, and nothing was removed from it. Constable Beats swore to that on Scotland Yard's honor. But the bouquet belonged to me. It has nothing to do with the case. That's why Rowley didn't mention it, I'm sure.
Yes, indeed. Quite right. Except no, because it's not only your bouquet we're talking about here. More than one thing in this case is mysteriously the wrong way around.
What are you talking about?
Vince, we're gonna blow your fucking mind, man. Think about it. Besides Mrs. Beat's bouquet, there's Mr. Garrideb's book. Mr. Garrideb's copy of The Lion's Pride, which is thrown out the window by his wife, would have struck the pane of the casement window and landed here, on the west side of the street. It's not about the east or the west side. It's about the dark side. It's an old reach for you guys. And yet, it was actually found here on the opposite side of the road in the victim's hand. Meanwhile, according to the testimony we've heard, Mrs. Beat's bouquet should have been dropped here, at the scene of the crime, on the east side of the street. But in fact, we found it over there. It's found here, on the opposite side of the road, in front of Mr. and Mrs. Garrideb's house. There's no logical explanation for these things, unless somebody deliberately moved them.
Shit.
What are you trying to say? The way you're talking, it sounds like you think my Rowley's done something wrong.
Well, either he did something wrong, or somebody clunked him on the head. Whoa!
Oh, shit.
Don't you listen to a word that scrawny lawyer says? We're talking on about books and bouquets. Why should we care? It's nitpicking is what it is. Hey, lady.
Oh, did she knock him out and drag the body over?
Who knows? We'll see in a second. Hopefully we'll get our testimony on fair. But hey, lady, you gotta remember. Napus. That's a 1%er for, I think, just Axe in the audience. Oh, good! Mrs. Garrideb's come around. Great. You might call it nitpicking, Mrs. Garrideb. But
No, I
deliberately
think she-
meddling with the scene of the crime is a criminal offense. It's called, oh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Tampering, Mr. Naruhodo.
No, I think it wasn't Mrs. Garrideb. I think she came down, saw the body, and was like, oh my god, knocked out the fucking cop. That's why he was down on the ground and dragged the body over.
It's nitwicks are, nitpicks are only a problem when I say so. That's what napwis means. But the person responsible for this tampering cannot admit to it, for a very subtle but compelling reason.
Objection!
Shit.
Tampering. You've barely heard of the term before.
I don't know what it is, but I know what luck.
Tell us, my learned friend, who would possibly have the cause to carry out such an elaborate deception?
Yes, there is someone who tampered with the scene of the crime that evening. All the evidence of the testimony points to that one particular person.
It either has to be... No, it can't be Rolly. It has to be fucking...
No, I think it can be Rolly. Do recall that we got his honor rules as evidence, and they said that if it was on his side of the beat, he would have to investigate it.
And would he had to miss his dinner, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
So it could be either or. We are being challenged. Who is responsible? Male strong. No.
Just comes in with a flock of pigeons. You have found me out.
For that, you must die. Just fucking throws a thunderbolt at us.
I think it could be Mrs. Garrett, but I guess we can try Rolly.
All right, we'll try Rolly first. 23, 21. All agreed. Still don't know. Don't fucking know. Does anybody know if there's any like funny dialogue if we pick the wrong person? By the way, sometimes funny stuff happens for this. Gesundheit, by the way. Since I see that we can challenge, we could say Van Sykes did it.
That's not. I know we got a lot of pips, but I don't want to waste time with extra.
No, I would absolutely save scum it. I would save now because I'm pretty sure, yeah, we can access the save. But if nobody knows of any funny ones, we'll skip it later. You can always look up funny dialogue online. Okay, anyway.
Take that!
Obviously, there's only one person it could have been. Constable Rolly Beach, it was you!
Oh shit, music is going wild. I guess it was him. What? A policeman? A member of Scotland Yard?
What nonsense! Why might my roommate do something like that?
I think this is where we're gonna have to bust out the fucking the beat rules.
Probably.
There's no one straighter than my husband. Nobody always works more tirelessly for the people of London.
Mrs. Beach, you said in your testimony that your husband asked you to go to a nearby police box to fetch the officer on duty. The 15 minutes that you were absent from the scene is the only opportunity anyone had to tamper with it.
I'm making it up. It's all nonsense. It's all lies.
It's your testimony, lady.
What about that Japanese man with the whiskers? I bet it was him. He did it.
No. If that was true, Constable Beat would have seen him do it.
Oh. And forgive me for pointing it out, but when you dropped your bouquet, Mrs. Beat, it was after the defendant had fled the scene.
Axe did also raise a good point. Just because he moved it, that he still obviously did not actually do the fucking crime.
True.
And I bet Van Sykes is gonna be like, well, doesn't matter if he moved it. Fuck you, guys still did it. And then we have to be like, no. The knife, the throw, the lady.
Yeah, okay. So it's... It was a crime of multiple people.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Rolly obscured the crime scene that had already occurred. But technically something still happened that we probably need somebody to fucking say. Even though I believe we have definitely established a fuck ton of reasonable doubt, jurors.
They're all racist.
Well,
Objection!
First, you make an accusation about the landlord and his wife, and now you incriminate a policeman as well. But your accusations look very bleh, bleh. But your accusations lack one very important thing.
Don't you dare say it.
You claim the crime scene was tampered with. But there is only one reason anyone would commit such a reckless crime: to hide something.
that's right. He's right.
Yeah, they're totally asking us to prove it.
Yep.
But my husband and I just happened to be there. That's all.
We've been doing this for 4 cases. We kind of figured out how this works.
So why would we have anything to hide? It doesn't make sense.
You've offered no motive for this alleged tampering. And until you do, your accusations are nothing but empty threats.
Oh, is that how motive works, Van Sykes, huh? You have to prove it with evidence?
I mean, yeah, okay, then, Zags, what was fucking Natsume's motive, eh? Huh?
That's okay. Ryunosuke knows. Constable Beat had a very good reason for wanting to tamper with the scene of the crime. That's the key to this entire affair.
Mr. Naruto, have you managed to solve this mystery?
Well, this part anyway. And technically, I think I solved the first part of the mystery. It just we're taking a very long route for my accusation to be proven correct.
Counsel, you have made a very serious accusation against a London police officer.
I think we need to show him the book, the blue book.
Yeah,
thing.
it'll be the blue book, his warrant card, I believe.
If you're mistaken, I'm sure I need not point out that your reputation as a lawyer will be irrevocably damaged.
Hey, dude. I'm 2-0.
With that stark warning in mind, you will now explain to the court the motive for this alleged tampering.
Yes, my lord. Constable Beat's motive for tampering the crime scene was to hide where the victim fell.
Oh man, okay.
They might still ask us for where the evidence is. They're gonna make us confirm it like 3 times. Where the victim fell to the ground. That is what this Bobby had to cover up at all costs.
What?
Where the victim fell? You mean where she was attacked? What are you talking about? We told you at the very start, didn't we? On the pavement of Briar Road, we saw it happen, remember?
But what side of Briar Road?
It was right here, as if anyone didn't already know.
Oh, yeah? That's certainly what everybody has been led to believe. But in fact, that isn't where the victim was stabbed at all.
What? What?
Fantax is in his
I just
bed.
realized they're wearing the exact same scarf. Their scarf is literally attached at the bottom.
Oh,
When
it
you see
is?
them from- yeah, when you see them from behind, it's looped together. It's not 2 separate scarves.
Oh, that's adorable.
I'm beginning to wonder when this tumultuous trial will end, counsel. If that's your assertion, then the court is dying to know, my Nipponese friend. Where are you
Oh,
proposing that
Man,
the
they're gonna
crime
make us
actu-
do a lot of hoops for this.
Yeah. Where are you proposing that the crime actually took place that evening?
Just there.
Take that!
That side.
But that's
Yeah, I know.
on the opposite side of the road.
Yeah, I know.
I don't understand.
Oh, Rolly is surprisingly still.
On the evening in question, Mr. Garrett's book fell directly down from the open window above. And your bouquet, Mrs. Beach, never moved at all. What did move was the scene of the crime itself.
Good gracious!
Yeah, you can see it's at the bottom
Oh.
there. It's tied together.
That's cute.
Objection!
Perhaps you haven't been listening to the ample testimony the court has heard.
I have. It's bullshit.
But these witnesses both saw the man at the moment the attack took place.
That's right. I saw it with my own eyes.
I do not believe you have ever said that you directly saw a man insert knife, so...
Yeah.
Also, it was 5 o'clock, and it was dark, and there was fog. When you saw the incident unfold and ran to the victim's aid... That was actually on the west side of Briar Road.
No, that's not true. It can't have been.
Constable Beat then arranged for you to be absent for a while by sending you for help. And during the 15 minutes you were away, he transplanted the crime scene. He moved all the things shown in this print, the victim herself, the 4 books. He moved everything, in fact, to the pavement on the east side of Briar Road.
Extraordinary.
But the constable overlooked one thing.
What did he overlook?
Also, the tacit admission. She's not fighting the premise.
The bouquet, I presume.
Exactly.
I think Zykes is figured out. He's trying to figure out, okay, how do I cover this up?
Yeah, he's like, how do I spin this?
The prosecution told the courts just a few minutes ago about the discovery of the rose bouquet.
You know, even though discovery is supposed to happen at the start of the trial.
Laura Van Zyke said it wasn't noticed until the morning, as it lay where the streetlamps cast no light.
Yes, it couldn't be seen in the dark, obviously.
Which is why it was only the bouquet that was found at its original position on the pavement of the west side of Briar Road. To be fair, I understand why we had to do some of that huge block of dialogue because we had to establish... We had to get to the bouquet part logically, which I think meant we did just have to press Mrs. Beat until she decided to cough up something extra. It's a little convoluted, but we needed to actually, like, produce evidence in a logical manner.
Yeah.
And that is the defense's theory about what really happened this evening. How do you respond? Constable Rolly Beat?
Oh, we about to have a fucking breakdown?
I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to nod off again, but I haven't slept properly in a month. Did I miss anything important?
Oh, Rolly.
Do you have some kind of, like, sleep
Narcolepsy?
fetish? No, I'm talking Patricia. She's very
Oh.
excited her husband is fucking asleep.
I mean, she gets to get away with a whole bunch of shit.
Oh, it isn't true, is it? What that lawyer said is all lies, isn't it? I know it is, because you're the most upstanding, righteous man I know.
See, with Rolly, I can just turn my real life yawns into acting.
I had a dream. A terrible dream. All the things I did at night. Everything come out, everything exposed.
Oh no. Shit!
Only it seems
This boy really is tired.
it wasn't a dream at all.
Good golly!
Miss Molly!
Order! Order! Order!
Wow, he's calling for order. He hasn't even put his wig back on right.
I know.
What on earth is the meaning of all this?
Oh, Rolly, why? Why would you do something like this?
It's all
You
about
could
that
go
beat.
to dinner,
Pretty much.
which, you know, you're gonna... Oh, she's not a corpse! God damn it, Patricia!
Ruin a corpse is a criminal offense, isn't it?
She's
I hope
not
Zach's
dead!
I hope Zax is like, God damn it, woman.
Wishing the victim dead should be one, too.
Constable, explain yourself. Why would you do this? As a respected member of Scotland Yard, your duty is to protect the good people of London town.
I can't say, sir.
What?
I really am ever so sorry about all this, sir. For damaging the yard's reputation. For everything.
Okay, but answer my fucking question. I have a possible explanation.
Oh, sick. We can just skip it.
Bleh!
For why, on that particular evening, Constable Beat felt compelled to move the scene of the crime. I can think of one reason.
What? How could you possibly know?
Because, unlike you, Van Zykes, I haven't been sleeping through these last block of testimony. What? You could prove anything. I was thinking about wine.
You, a foreigner, presuming to understand the mind of a Scotland Yard policeman. And yet, Lord Von Zykes, it is this foreigner who has uncovered the startling truth of the matter thus far. Bleh.
Oh shit, I got told.
I believe it will be beneficial to the court to hear this extraordinary young lawyer's theory.
Thank you, Judge. Someone actually used a fucking positive adjective for me.
Counsel for the defense, if you please.
The Old Bailey judge is a G. He's an OG. He's pretty good. Sorry, taking a sip of my water. Yes, my lord.
Now then, I think you had better show us some evidence.
Here we are. At once, my lord. England, Japan, it makes no difference where you come from. Human emotions are the same. And I think I have a fairly good idea of the feelings behind this man's actions.
What gives away the motive for Constable Beat's unthinkable actions?
I believe it will be the card.
Probably.
Take that!
I realize that I'm a foreigner in this land, and I have only just arrived from Japan. But your police officer literally gave me his rules and bylaws. Which is why all this information about London's so-called Bobbies, Bobby, is new to me. I've learnt that, though honorable, patrolling the beat is the most demanding work in the world, for example.
Keeping the peace, looking after citizens on his beat in all kinds of ways. There's no doubt that the young Bobby is charged with a great deal to do each day, certainly.
But for Constable Beat, the day in question was special.
Special? How?
Your Honor, come on. On account of the bouquet, my lord. I always said, my dude. There's a fun read edit of this script edit. Just replace all the instances of them saying "my lord" with "my dude."
Oh, yes. It was our very first wedding anniversary.
It is pretty important.
It is very important.
Shit!
Sorry, every time Van Sykes is like actually surprised, that's what he's getting. He's getting a shit.
Constable Beat had worked so hard to be able to afford this simple gift for his wife, and was looking forward to taking her out for a celebratory meal.
When he and Mrs. Beat stumbled upon a crime along Briar Road.
I have no idea which one of us is saying this.
Let's go with you.
Okay. When he saw that shadowy figure through the fog collapse on the pavement ahead of them, what must have gone through the man's mind? But, sir, just on that particular day, I was looking forward to celebrating my wedding anniversary, sir. Mrs. Beat puts up a lot. With being married to a bobby like me, I want to show my dear wife how much I care, sir.
Music's really intense.
Yeah, we got the organs. I think this is Van Zyke's theme, technically. This is the warrant card that Constable Beat offered to me earlier. Or it might just be the, surprising new information. Inside, among the rules for patrolling policemen, it says... I'm just remembering this with my mind brain, and I'm not even going to look at my notes. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with initial investigations and help detectives.
Aha!
Constable Beat. Is that, or is that not, the reason why you moved the scene of the crime that day? Yes. Everything you say, it's all right. All right?
All right.
So, that's it. It was all to do with the boundary of your beat.
Just like what I'm about to do to you is about the boundary between life and death. And then he uses his Space Ripper stingy eyes because he's a vampire and he kills Constable Beat.
Oh.
Exactly. To summarize, in case you missed something, the incident actually occurred on Constable Beat's beat.
Gracious. Constable, do you realize the gravity of what you have done?
It was the first time since I became a copper I had ever cursed God.
Jesus, we got dark.
Wow, he's gonna get serious. Maybe I should do a Batman voice for this. Stay close to me, Pat. The criminal could still be lurking somewhere. I don't think I could do that voice for like more than a line at a time. That's rough. Other than doing like Christian Bale jokes. Where are the drugs going?
As we ran over to the scene, I had every intention of doing my duty as a police officer. We've got to report this to the station as quickly as possible. But then it dawned on me. I realized where we were, where the victim was lying, and what that meant for me. When a crime is discovered on his beat, a policeman must assist with his initial investigation and help detectives. Why here? Why did this have to happen here? And why tonight, of all nights? Why? It's a copper's job to guard the scene of the crime, so I told Pat she'd have to go to the nearest police box and fetch whoever was on duty there. It was then, when I opened my mouth to speak, it just came out. I couldn't believe the words were coming out of my own mouth. This is the beat next to mine, Pat. So you have to go to the police box that covers it. Turn right along Mitcham Street and then... Shit.
Suicidal is verklempt. And the lawyers are like, cool story, bro. I know, now with the big baby tears. I'm sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, sir.
I can't hate a dude. I really can't.
Oh, Constable.
This man is literally dying on his feet.
Yeah, no.
I just wanted just that one night to take my Patricia out for dinner.
Oh, we're playing the really sad music. Jesus.
Oh, Rolly.
Just that one night.
Man pain.
You knew that if the incident was on your beat, your evening of celebration would be ruined. And so, you decided to move the entire crime scene outside your jurisdiction. Just across the street, to the east pavement of Briar Road, which falls under the neighboring beat's care.
So, are there, London Highway Patrol, or what do we do if something happens in the middle of the road? I feel like there's an issue with this system.
I'm pretty sure the Bobbies duke it out to make sure to see who doesn't get the fucking problem.
Well, yeah, we Rochambeau.
You see, I thought... Well, I was sure the victim was dead, you see.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, of course he did. Otherwise, my Rolly wouldn't have left the poor woman on the freezing cold pavement.
Honestly, that probably, if they had realized she was alive, they could have avoided all of this because they would have just been like, oh shit, she's alive. We need to, like, sit her up and get her to an ambulance.
Oh, I see your meeting now.
But God got me back for my sins, didn't he? That's why. That's why I missed the rose I bought for Pat.
No, Rolly, that was all my fault. I should have never dropped it in such a dark place. I'm so sorry, Rolly.
Well, we've dropped a good connection. Oh, but I'm not dropping any frames, so it's on YouTube's end. If you got a little buffery goo, it's YouTube's fault. Says we're back now. Might have just been a momentary glitch. And can you tell us, Constable, how many books did you move from one side of the road to the other in total?
Oh, it was full. Full it was. Yes, sir. Definitely full.
3 of them dropped by Mr. Natsume, and the 4th being the one that fell from the window upstairs in the Garrett household, of course.
But what made you place that book in the victim's hand when all the others were scattered haphazardly around? Scarper Montgomery!
Oh, well, sir, that's how I found it, sir.
How you found it? What do you mean?
I mean, it sounds pretty obvious to me, Big Z.
When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book, sir. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand, sir.
You are sure it was this book, The Lion's Pride, which I am now holding with my hands, that the victim was holding?
Oh, yes, sir. No doubt about it, sir.
Makes sense. Traumatic memory is usually very, very precise.
Get burned into you.
They literally call it flashbulb memory, if I remember my psychology textbook correctly.
Yes.
Interesting. The 4th book's information has been updated in the court record. That means we're not done yet.
Damn it.
Well, I mean, yeah, this just proved the crime scene move. Now we get to go back to Susato's point earlier and cross-examine Mrs. Garrett. Or Mr. Garrett. Somebody's responsible for this shit.
I thought it was an open and shut case at the time, you see. There were only 2 people at the scene. Me and Pat both saw it happen. However, which way you looked at it, it had to be the fellow who ran off who'd done it. I thought. I couldn't see the arm, really. I didn't think moving it over the road would make a jot of difference. I suppose this is it for me now. I've had it.
If anyone actually gets upset at this, man, I'm going to be very upset at them.
No, I feel like the crowd is, going to feel bad for him. This isn't going to be like that one moment in Case 3 where the fucking stands start shouting, "Testify!" That was metal.
Terrifying. Yeah, it was a little terrifying.
My lord. Yes, Lord Van Zox. I believe that concludes the cross-examination of the witnesses.
I'm not gonna...
Constable, you may withdraw.
Technically, I have to end the cross-ex, but I think you are correct. We have unfortunately deposed the credibility of these witnesses.
At least Van Zyke is being polite about it.
Yes, sir!
Mr. Prosecutor, sir. What will become of my Rolly? What will happen to him?
For now, you are free to go home. The police will contact you in due course.
Also actually true. If you yell about another crime in court, we don't charge you right away. We start a new case. Technically, under normal procedure, you'd probably ask the bailiff to grab him right away, but Van Zykes is being nice. It's a non-violent offense, so... And he admitted all this shit under oath, so... Whoops.
I mean, it's only tampering with the scene. I don't know how, like... Well, I guess for a Bobby, that's probably more serious.
Well, I mean, for him, the main thing would probably be a fine, which I don't know if he could pay. But, this would probably be what we call grounds for firing.
Yeah.
Please don't punish my husband. This was all my fault.
Aha, the truth comes out.
It's because I'm always moaning at him for coming home late.
Don't take that one out of context.
Leave it now, Pat.
Nope, that's me.
Leave it now, Pat. Let's go home.
I'm so tired.
All right then, my love.
He just fucking passes out and she has to drag him home with the scarf.
Sounds about right.
One last thing, Constable.
Leave your badge and your gun. No, that was way more Russian, but still. Sir!
Let this be a lesson to you. In a criminal investigation, every detail matters, however insignificant it may seem to you.
I feel like you need to learn this lesson too, my dude.
I mean, he did... The main thing is Van Zykes operates like most prosecutors in these games. He has the evidence. It's just he doesn't let us know until it becomes a screen door for us to slam our face into. He keeps track of all this minor bullshit, but he doesn't bring it up until somebody else brings it up, and then it's just like, aha, you thought that you would be getting away with it. No! Autopsy report. New photograph, and just clang right into the glass door. Yes, sir.
Carve that lesson in your mind. And never again make the mistake of tampering with the scene of a crime.
Why, I swear to God, I will use my laser beam vampire eyes. Never again, sir? You mean to say?
Leave now. This trial is not yet over.
I have to figure out what the fuck my plan is now. Boy. Yep. Sir! Is that a to-be-continued fade? No!
Well, quite a startling revelation, I must say. Whoever thought of a third party transplanting the entire scene of a crime like that? Game devs, that's who.
I'm just imagining Iris is hiding in the stands taking notes. Technically, this is a Herlock Sholmes case.
Is it?
I mean, they fucking accosted him at the train to go find Natsume. It took him about like 10 minutes, but still.
Oh, true.
Because now that we know that the crime scene happened on the other side of the road, he was literally like 10 feet from home. These guys suck.
Indeed, my lord. Nevertheless, there are some immutable facts here. Principally, that the accused, Mr. Sosuke Natsume, is the only person who committed this crime.
Hold on. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah,
I
we don't
object. Fuck you. Nope. I disagree. Not respectfully, actually. Now that we know the true scene of the incident, there is someone else. Another person who could be responsible for the knife in the victim's back.
Forgive me for being presumptuous.
But you know, I fucking said this earlier.
But I believe the prosecution is probably well aware of this possibility already.
I was trying to ignore it, thanks.
Lord Van Zykes, is this true? It's like, shit. Yes, shit. Very well. Name the person, if you will, and if further investigation is warranted. The prosecution has no objection to the trial continuing.
I feel like Van Zykes.
That's
is
pretty
like he's
good
on the
for
back.
him.
Yeah.
Now
Van
it's
Zykes
Mrs.
doesn't-
Garrett.
Yeah. Now it's Mrs. Garrett. I feel like Van Zykes feels he's actually on the back foot, but he doesn't want to be a fucking little bitch about it.
Yeah, basically. He understands that his previous case has been completely dismantled because, due to circumstances beyond his control, the crime scene was not where it's supposed to be, which does occasionally happen in investigations. Usually you sort that out during the investigation phase, but, you know, Victorian England. But now he's got to be like, well, okay, it is my job as the prosecutor to execute the state's case, and we still have some evidence going for this guy. And to be fair, if we as the defense did not go, hey, wait a minute, we brought up this thing earlier, that is our bad. Anyway.
Take that!
The defense would once again like to request the cross-examination of a new witness, my lord, or a direct examination, possibly.
Once again,
Do not make me get out my notes. My assistant made the same request earlier. in order to finally reveal the truth about this case. It's imperative we cross-examine juror number 4, Mrs. Joan Garadeb. Me? Me? Oh, dearie me!
Objection!
Do not tell me that calling a juror is...
That request has already been denied.
Objection!
Oh shit! No, we ain't.
But the situation is very different now. Mrs. Garadeb, answer me this, even though we're not doing cross-ex. What do you want now, you little toad?
I would like to find that juror in contempt.
Your Honor, permission to treat the juror as hostile? I don't even know what that means, man. I'm gonna get my notes out. At the time of the incident, you were engaged in a violent argument with your husband, Mr. John Garadeb. I don't know if my...
Oh, you can't see me, but I was just pantomizing, going wild on a violin.
Yeah. In the course of the argument, a minor house fire was ignited. And to clear the smoke from the room, your husband opened a window that looks out over Briar Road. Well, what of it? You threw this book at your husband when he was cornered with his back against the window. Upon striking the pane of the open topped hinge casement window, which I have just learned about, the book fell directly down, finding its way to what we now know to be the true scene of the incident. Yes, and as I said, what of it? During the argument, you were beside yourself with rage. As such, you threw not just books, but anything you could lay your hands on. So let me ask you one more time, Mrs. Garadeb, even though you're a juror and that's not how this works. This knife, the one removed from the victim's back, have you really never laid eyes on it before? Ah! If you pass out again, I swear to God. I don't recall it. Seriously? Am I supposed to remember everything I picked up and threw at my husband? Yes, usually. Anyway, that man over there in the regalia said the members of the jury needn't testify, didn't he? Conveniently, yes.
Objection!
What?
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all.
Oh shit!
Damn. Fenzax is just like, actually, fuck you, lady.
No, I have no recollection of saying that at all, juror number 4.
I did that wrong, but he is.
Ew!
Make no mistake, you jurors are not special in any way. You are not immune to the judicial process.
Hang on 1 second.
If you know something about this knife, madame, let the truth come out.
But, that's just a common or garden knife. It could have come from anywhere. We have several like that at home. If one went missing, how would you expect me to know?
What's that?
Are you joking? What are you saying, please, Mrs. Garadeb?
This is
This
a
is
very
God.
funny sequence.
Oh,
Oh, whomst might this be? I think
this is going to. Oh, here we go.
I refuse to believe all this nonsense. I couldn't bear the thought that I'd injured someone. Do you hear? I couldn't bear it.
Oh, the poor woman.
Oh no.
So, yes, I want evidence. I want to see hard evidence if you're going to insist on me being it being my fault. You're going to have to prove to me that I threw that knife, if that's what you think. Come now. Come now. Chop down. Do your worst. Yeah, well,
Well, Mr. Naruhodo?
if I had evidence like that, believe me, I would have thrown it at her already. Literally.
Then take the stand, juror.
Oh shit.
Ah!
Van Sykes wants his justice, and he wants his now.
The prosecution does not object to the defense's request to cross-examine this woman.
Thank you, Lord Van Sykes. I'm going to have to testify?
And that's why we have backup jurors.
Juror number 4. As I'm sure you will appreciate, having observed it with your own eyes today, witness testimony can lead to the most extraordinary truths being unearthed. Truths of which the witnesses themselves may not even have been aware.
Oh, dearie me.
So I demand your full and unadulterated testimony, Mrs. Garrideb. And mark my words, in this court of law today, we shall extract the truth. Do you concur, counsels? Certainly, my lord.
Oh, that's what I'm hoping for, my lord.
Jesus. Oh shit, the music changed again. Oh, we might be getting a
This is
YouTube
such a
continue
strange
now.
feeling. I hope so. I need to take a break and refill my water and also do something about the fact that my nose has been terrible all night. I don't know if I sound stuffier, but you may have heard me leaning off mic to blow my nose a couple of times. But for the first time since arriving in this country, it actually feels real. I'm here in the Old Bailey, and I'm a lawyer.
What, are you trying to sell your movie trailer? Nope. Okay. We're gonna hold it here. Like I said, I need a second.
I'm gonna go take a second as well. I'll be right back, everybody.
We've been doing this for an hour and a half, everybody. If you're still here, everybody take 5, get up, stretch around. I don't think this was on mic, but I talked about during the Gen Sakai recording that we went for a couple hours and took a break, and I got up and my freaking thighs and knees were killing me. So we'll be right back.
All right, I'm back. Oh, everyone will be happy to know that my copy of Xenoblade's Chronicle 3 did arrive today. It's only the base game. So while I'm no longer stressing about that, now I'm going to be stressing until, what was it, like fall for the actual special edition stuff to arrive. It's going to be bullshit. Yeah, does anyone remember when the hecking special editions of the stuff supposed to come out, actually? The Steelbook and all that stuff? Actually, let me double check what Nintendo has to say. Oh, interesting. Now the item actually says Xenoblade Chronicles 3. That's nice. Oh, September, you say? Okay. Well, I'm not going to stress about it as much, I will say. Because I did actually get the game. And that was the bulk of it. Now I'm going to stare at Jinsakai gear list.
Okay, I'm back.
Debating if I want to use an Excel document to just auto-calculate finances.
I have returned. I have got my bottle of water. I also got
Welcome back.
an allergy pill because I went to the bathroom and took a look in the mirror, and I'm something in right now, y'all.
Oh, wow.
My eyes are bloodshot. I'm a little runny nosed, so I'm like, okay, we're gonna medicate this a little bit. All right. But let us proceed.
Witness. State your name and occupation.
Oh, yes. My name is Joan Gardeb. And I'm, I'm a Jorah and such like.
God.
That sounds like she doesn't even know if she's a housewife or a maid or what anymore.
The court has decided your testimony is required in order to clarify the matters in this case. Do you understand, madam?
Yes, my lord.
You will tell the court everything that took place in your household on the evening in question. And I warn you, do not attempt to hide the truth.
I just need the fucking pipe organ scream right there. Just da-da-da, dun-dun-dun. What is that called? I know that's a specific.
That's Fugue in D minor, I think. I don't remember who the composer is.
I can never remember orchestra pieces' names to save my life.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. It's because until you get to some of the real prima donna composers, most of them are boring. I mean, hell, even my boy Beethoven, he didn't actually name his symphonies. Other people named them. But
Oh, it's Bach.
it was Bach. Okay, Bach.
I know who Bach is, but I didn't know he did that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think it is.
Chin up, Jonah. Nothing to worry about now.
Yeah!
Oh, I didn't know you were here, John. He's wearing his medal
There's only-
too.
Wasn't only you in that room all day, old thing, was it?
Oh, hey, his face is better.
Yeah, repaired. Oh, look at her eyes.
I think I ought to testify as well, don't you?
But what about your knee, dear?
Don't you worry about that. Hardly notice it.
Oh, this is interesting. We have another married couple on the stage.
Yep. We can figure out how long they've been married, I'm sure, in here.
I'm not the sort of chap to leave a comrade to face disciplinary action alone.
Oh, John.
I presume you are Mr. John Garrett? Yes, sir. Former second lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment of the 4th Northumberland Fusiliers, sir.
Oh, you're a Fusilier. Solid.
Did my fair share of action and now living the quiet life, as it were. The quiet life? Were you not engaged in an incendiary battle with your spouse on the day in question? Well, yes. Quiet.
I love how they use, like, what would normally be, like, an RPG damage sound effect for that. That's what the kids these days are calling emotional damage.
But yes, fusiliers are usually artillery, cannons, things of that sort.
Yep. It's grenadiers.
Fusiliers-
It's grenadiers for smaller stuff. Fusiliers for bigger shit.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Because I think if you were just an infantry regiment in these days, you would be just rifles. Riflemen, basically.
Mhm.
There's a couple different names.
I believe this may represent the first in the proud history of the British court. Calling a juror to the witness stand is unprecedented.
Well, not that I want to nitpick, Your Honor, but this is why normally we have this process called voir dire. Where we get to, double check the jurors and make sure they're cool. And I know it's a real pain in the ass for everybody in our audience who's ever been called up for jury duty, but...
However, the court will hear your testimony now, juror number 4, and that of your husband.
There you go, Axe. He's been authorized. The judge says it's okay for him to testify.
You will recount clearly and concisely the events in your home at the time of the incident in question.
All right, chat, time to take your bets. How clear and how concise will this be?
It will not be. There's going to be a lot of pressing. Oh, they put the pipe on the...
Yeah, you missed that earlier. That was a little animation he did. He put his pipe down.
Oh.
Sir, at once.
Sorry, I know this might not be the nicest thing, but I do keep sneaking glints over at the Jinsakai document. You guys don't know. It's very distracting.
Oh, I know. I know what's up with y'all. Sadly, I can't... Unless you guys wanted to see a writing stream, which I'm not sure that would work with my workflow, because I don't really talk a lot. I can't exactly work and do this at the same time. But, I do... there's lots of little details. Like I said, I appreciate that he's got his medal on, because that's what you would do. I don't think he's got a uniform to put it on right now. But he remembered to get his best ascot. Witness testimony. Yeah. Do we want to read out the first run and then skip the cross X?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Battle of Garadib. Yes. On that day you're referring to, the wife and I did have a bit of a skirmish. Can't recall the reason now.
Lies.
Knocked the candles it over and set fire to the carpet. Soon had it out though and got the window open.
Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him.
Plenty of knives around our place. Can't say I noticed if 1 or 2 went missing, I'm afraid. If that Barlow thing in the victim's back was really one of ours, you'd have a job proving it, I think.
Okay, that was pretty concise, actually. That was, 4 lines?
Yeah.
It sounds as though it was quite the battlefield in your household that evening.
Oh. Although an entirely one-sided assault, it seems. Oh, that's the animation.
The enemy caught us on the hop, sir. Had no choice but to dig in and take defensive measures. To be honest, if the enemy had kept showing us for another minute, we'd have been toast. Of course, a veteran such as myself is only too aware that on every battlefield you're just as a gnat's twisted from death at any moment.
Are we still talking about a marital quarrel here?
No, we're talking about enemy action, son. Well, I'm trying to give this man a little bit more of a gravelly voice.
I'm not quite as down here as I am for Porter, but, well, I must say, I'm dubious that this testimony will shed any light on the origins of this jackknife.
In combat, one's focus narrows that such surroundings are barely noticed.
Are you trying to say something, Van Zykes? I know you're wearing epaulets. Is this the secret Van Zykes backstory facts?
These witnesses may not be able to offer anything more than they have testified already. This may be a dead end.
That's what you're hoping for, aren't you, buddy boy?
Van Zykes may well be right.
Oh, excuse me.
Well, whatever the chances. We only have this last cross-examination to uncover the truth, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, are you calling your shots, Susato? This is the last cross-ex? Okay, that probably means it's gonna be pretty bullshit.
It's gonna get weird.
I think we just start from the top and press everything.
Very well, counsel. Begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination.
The Battle of Gyarados.
I mean,
By the way, in case you can't tell, I can't press or challenge until they finish their text box.
ah,
The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe.
Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly. It all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Gyarados.
A rather
Passionate note, in fact.
But Mrs. Gyarados found the note, discovering her husband's little secret.
And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too.
Please
Don't
don't
look
sound
so pleased
excited
about
that.
What a sordid state of affairs. Hell on earth.
We're just having a collective man pain moment.
everyone pouring out for your boy.
I say, when a chap says he can't recall such things, it's common decency not to drag it up. And besides, half of it was wide of the mark anyway.
A likely story.
These waters run very deep.
And what transpired next, after these multiple blows to the face?
I mean, he's wearing gloves, so I can't tell if Van Zykes is married.
Hold it!
And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, did it?
Bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happens that there was some bathwater around that evening, so I sloshed that about to put it out.
That's new. Was it Gamer Girl bathwater?
I mean, it was probably
That's-
wife-made bathwater.
That's why he got in trouble. His wife caught him simping.
A most precarious situation you put yourself in. Ours is a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street where the water main isn't connected yet.
Oh, they must have been working on plumbing still then.
Might have been what they were doing on that road work earlier.
Oh, yeah, huh?
Also, that's freaky to me. These guys have gas lamps, so they're on the gas line because you don't have a propane tank, but they don't have water main. The past was wild, y'all.
I guess lighting up the streets among all that fog and darkness and cold is more important than getting people running water. And heat.
I have to draw water from a public water pump during the day if you need any, you see?
The lodgers are always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although that little mustached Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe.
The defendant, Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, he receives a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country.
Yeah, it's my home country, lady.
Can you imagine being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours? He's obviously very well off.
That's a lie.
Have you seen the state of the man?
I believe he uses all of his income to buy books.
And water for tea, I guess.
Well, anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough.
Oh, yep.
Even though the room was on fire?
As far as I was concerned at the time, it is more important to extinguish my anger than the flames.
No, I'm not gonna try and fully with my water bottle. I'd spit water all over my microphone. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw.
That is most certainly not true of a Susato takedown, Mr. Naruhodo.
Lies?
Isn't that the entire point of a Susato takedown? It's a throw. How does she know I was thinking that? Because she's a mind reader. We haven't talked about it in a while. But Susato has a uncanny talent to read your thoughts. So, please cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items you threw at your husband that day? In all honesty, I don't recall.
I
I feel I
believe it.
must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, garlic, a towel, and a sponge, a napkin, a bear trap, a lozenge. Anyway.
Excuse me.
Do you have something to add, sir? This is a slick animation, by the way.
Wonder why he's spinning his pipe.
Hmm.
I thought he was going to do it again. It's not a looping animation. Mr. Garadeb.
What? Don't shoot. Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon.
What is this music?
I don't know. Something a little hurdy-gurdy. Sorry, I was a little quiet there. I was trying to tap on my paper. Did your wife's remarks just now bring something to mind?
Not of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction was something more solid than she implies. Books, bricks, and the fire poker, I seem to recall.
Mm-hmm. Ouch.
And the woman's aim is uncanny.
no?
She landed in... Oh, fuck. Good grief, man, we're not at home now. This is a court of law. And the...
Yeah, it was a direct hit. Oh, dearie me. Ever so sorry, dear. What's she even doing with a teapot in here? Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously.
Well, take a look at this then. How do you suppose that happened, hmm?
The pipe was a clue.
Your pipe, sir. Had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught.
It's medicinal,
Not
don't
clean
you
up.
know?
Knocked it clean out with one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. When I went to pick up the thing, it was broken in two. I like to see a sponge do that sort of damage.
I feel like this is important.
I see. Your pipe was broken.
It never would have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now.
Ah, you are one to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? Wee.
I love that sick flip he does with it. Just
I wonder if I should count.
yes,
It could
I think
be
it's
important.
I think it's important.
Well, I don't know if it's that important. Jeez. The defense believes Mr. Garrett's remarks just now to be of great significance.
Objection.
This war veteran's word only tells us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes as well as hearts may be broken.
No, I think it's important.
Sentimental wisdom perhaps, but hardly worth of adding to the formal testimony. Indeed, common sense one might say.
Nice one.
In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Well, I don't see why not. Here you go.
Oh, dearie me. There you go again. Trying to ingratiate yourself with a young lady.
Very well, the court will accept the gentleman's pipes as evidence.
The
Alright, we need
pipe
to-
has mentioned in the court record.
We need to fiddle with that shit.
I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo.
We got a lot of shit.
We do. All right, time for me to do a sick flip.
Yeah,
Hold
check
on.
the. Can you take off the bandage? Oh.
Like, hold on, I need to look inside.
Is that a knife tip?
Something just twinkled in the chamber of this pipe there.
Yes, I saw it.
I thought we were gonna have to remove the bandage or something.
No, I saw the chip in the tip, and I'm like, I'm gonna look in the bowl. Everything in this game is just in the camera angle you can't see.
True enough.
Also, yes, we're using our slightly jazzier examination theme now, so
Something's stuck in there, I think.
let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? Nani?
Nani?
It's a oh, it's your...
It's a tiny fragment of metal.
I was mid-drink. I thought I could take a break, and I could.
That was my line anyway.
Yeah.
It looks like the tip of a blade or something.
Don't question why Susato knows that one. The tip of a blade? Surely. It couldn't be. The fragment of metal has been entered into the court record.
I mean, I think that's all we need.
Yeah. All right.
I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down.
Oh, no, it's fine. Thanks, Susato.
We have it.
Some new evidence. We should examine it carefully. Game, you imply, like, you give me the court record button at literally every moment. When you give me a piece of evidence, I look at it.
Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garrett. Now, if we could turn to the crux of the matter. What can you tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim?
Aha! Perfect segue, Your Honor. Actually, wait, hold on. Let me see. Okay, I think it's technically this line, not the last line. But I'm pretty sure we just show them the piece of metal.
Go for it.
Objection.
Oh, music has stopped.
Oh, we have a full desk slam? Mr. Garadeb, could I ask you to take a good look at this, please?
You can ask, but I can't see a bolly thing.
Please don't tell me you need glasses. You can't?
Used to call me Dead-Eye Deb back in the regiment, of course. But that was some time ago now.
You do need glasses.
Even when I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I struggle to tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
You need reading glasses. Possibly bifocals. Oh, he does, dearie me. It's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word. You must D very... I mean, I know it's dizzy, but I want to say dussy. Excellent pun there, buddy. I wonder what the fuck that was in Japanese.
What is that? A tiny scrap of metal.
A miserable pile of secrets.
How about you?
Oh wait, yeah. Then there's the wine glass throw.
Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. As you can see, I carry a sword. I know a thing or two about blades. And what may appear to at first be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Please make me have to put the tip in the knife.
Just the tip. Bleh. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence?
I
Van
do like
Zykes,
how Van-
you would have seen me tip over the fucking pipe.
I know, but I do feel like Van Zykes is not being as overly antagonistic as it, so I'm willing to let it go.
No, it's true. He's just asking us clarifying questions like he should. It's just one of those things where it's like, dude, we're in an open bench. I literally turned over the pipe and went tonk tonk. It was launched in the chamber of Mr. Garadeb's pipe.
My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there.
It's because she threw a fucking knife at you.
Does this man fucking matrix blocked with his fucking pipe to prevent himself from being stabbed?
It's his old soldier reflexes, don't you know?
And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel?
Well, Your Honor, even though we've been in this case for like 10 hours, I think, technically, though part of that was the investigation on the first day, not the actual courtroom, but anyway, You've probably never opened this knife, but the moment I got the knife, I opened it, and it's broken.
Are you suggesting that it's in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road?
I am.
What?
When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the truth of this whole case, my lord. Or the whole truth of the case. She has a little box and his butt is burned. What the fuck?
I love the little details.
There go. Shout out to Capcom's modeling team for this game. Holy shit. Like, obviously those guys were already artists if you've seen what they did with 2D sprites, but like, damn.
There's a little attention to detail.
You appear rather confident in that extraordinary statement, Counsel. Very well, then present the pertinent evidence to the court. What evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of the entire case?
Ta-da!
Yeah, you wanted to double check the description, but we didn't add the tip is broken. But the tip is indeed broken. This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece of the tip of the blade that is missing. The stabby part, you know? Kind of important.
A common issue with inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets.
My blade would never chip. You can't really see it, but I definitely see the tip of a sword there, by the way. Can I? No, I can't. I don't think I can remove the box.
Criminals who use them regularly leave the top. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in the victim's bones.
Unpleasant.
And what of this particular knife? No doubt its tips have suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Guys, you asked me what evidence is connected to this piece of metal, and I told you it was this knife.
No, we got this.
That's not the case.
Blech.
The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe.
Oh!
Oh shit! Critical damage to Van Zykes! Good grief, Lord Van Zykes!
Wow, he holds this pose.
I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene in this fragment of metal
Shit, he's posing.
He's posing.
are a perfect match.
He said it. He said it, everybody. He said it, Your Honor. I rest my case. We're done.
Let's go home. Good golly gosh.
I just realized the jury is... There's still a blank slot in the jury.
Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? The fuck?
I don't know why. People keep calling us a wizard.
This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle?
But the miracle never happened. That's an Ace Attorney joke for everybody in the back. So Van Zykes has figured it out, has he? Good, because I've been here for a fucking hour or two.
Counsel, explore this extraordinary coincidence at once.
Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe?
Something of that was clarified in the most recent witness testimony.
We literally just did this, so...
Skip this. Oh, shit. Oh. Oh, wait, no, that's...
Nah, I don't... I think it's him. Or is it both of them? Are they both? Oh, dearie me. Also, look at his pipe in his hand.
Oh, he's just snapped that thing in half. Holy shit.
During the argument between these two that occurred, just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrett flung this knife at her husband. Like this. Thunk. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrett, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time.
which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord!
Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrideb's pipe.
The chances of that are a million to one.
Yeah, much like the chances of you still being alive, bro, so don't question it. And yet there's no other credible explanation for how this tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Unless you like smoking knives, sir. Anyway, after losing the tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garrideb's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh gosh, oh dear, oh. No!
Oh.
Don't you dare!
Oh no, he's gonna dare.
Shit! He's got a wine glass.
A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that.
Man's like, don't use wine metaphors.
Listen, we were using military metaphors. We were using engagement metaphors earlier. We're all about metaphors here in court.
I think it might still be before noon. I think we started at 10. Actually, wait, no. We've had to do the jury thing twice and been through like 3 witnesses. It is definitely afternoon. We need to have some fucking lunch. I demand a recess for lunch and a tea time. Huh?
A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage.
I mean, he's acknowledging the efforts.
Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument.
So, it's got to be canon that when he took that break for several years from court, Van Zyk's just made wine, right? Like,
Probably.
there's little scythes on his bottles that he just has infinite number of. He just made wine. That was his thing.
And this is why he just tossed them.
I'm sorry? Beg your pardon?
But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see...
Ah!
The boot! Das Boot! It's spoiled by an insurmountable inconsistency.
I think the boot's my favorite.
I mean, I love the fucking boot into the cup, and then we get this like the ominous violins. I like how. Oh no, there he goes. An insurmountable. What?
Lord Van Zandt, explain yourself! What is this inconsistency you claim to identify?
You know, because we
I bet
couldn't
this-
wrap this in 2 hours.
I'm pretty sure he's gonna talk about how it was in the back and not on the top of the head.
Oh well, I'm pretty sure I remember how that one's gonna work, or Logic told me.
I
I
mean,
would like
Logic
everybody to
tell-
recall she had a book in her hand.
Yeah, no, but I'm pretty sure that's where he's gonna go for.
Well, then
An
we'll throw the book at him.
Literally.
Yep. The victim was found with a knife planted in the middle of her back.
I mean, it's true. The logic holds. If it fell straight down, it probably should have bunked her in the noggin. Yes, in her. Ah, shit. Oi! That's right, you silly little man. Oh, it's okay, it got better.
Man, he got better fist.
Now, Joan, old thing, what are you getting so excited about? Let us consider the basic facts of the case once more.
I'm pretty sure the modelers didn't rig an animation where he deboots himself from the bench. So we have to smash cut. I'm still scared. He's still got the glass.
True, very true.
The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and fallen to the ground. If that knife that struck her had fallen from above,
There it is.
That poor lamp.
there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back.
I mean, I'll say one thing for the Old Bailey. Their lamps are sturdy as fuck.
This candelabra has taken, what, 3 or 4 wine glasses? And you know that shit not cheap. It's crystal. He's not fucking around.
Also, with all that warm wine probably drip around in it, that place is probably aromatic as fuck. That's like his 3rd or 4th wine of glass that's been tossed into there.
Oh, we talked about this last stream, I believe. Those people behind him in the gallery are totally contact drunk right now. Never mind the fact that he's tossed at least 1 whole bottle back there. Ah!
No, we got. Show the print with the book in their hand. I think that's it. Order, order.
Oh, and that'll be perfect because he gave us that picture.
Mm-hmm.
Quite right. You see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck her on the top of her head.
Man, he just takes it like a fucking champ.
Well, Don't you fucking... Also, we're missing a juror, Your Honor.
It would appear that the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder.
No, I haven't. We just... Wait, the bottle's still there.
Yeah, he didn't throw the bottle. Yet.
If a theory has even one inconsistency, it cannot stand.
Take your bets. When we show him the photograph with the book in hand, is he gonna throw the bottle?
Your theory, my learned friend, is history. Oh, shit!
That's a fearsome JoJo pose. Once again, you could do so many edits of just Van Zyke's poses and just give him the menacing.
I wonder if Van Zyke like practices these in the mirror.
Uh-oh, we're doing the thing. We were so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely. By just one simple inconsistency. Fuck, this is how everybody else feels.
Who is this? Who is this?
I have no idea. They don't name the tech boxes. We'll go. Oh, it's Susato.
We simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency, and the theory will stand.
Miss Susato!
You mustn't worry, Mr. Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all. And your mind went blank. But if the path you were on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself.
Well,
I
don't think it's
feel like... I think we're both going to respond to the same thing. I was just about to say, I feel like what happened was the writers for this case had that same moment of like, wait, but the knife was in her back. How did it get there? And then was like, oh, we can use that.
Yeah, no, I don't think this is necessarily weak because we're still on the path of proving that Natsume-san didn't do this, but we're literally shifting the blame away from him to this other one, and we have to like double down on why there is like it is absolutely true because it is true. I know it's like kind of bullshit because we have to literally work from the most bullshit basis, but we do have to basically prove without a doubt that this happened. This could have happened.
I will say this is definitely pretty typical of a lot of courtroom drama type stuff. This little two-step we did where the whole front half of the case was predicated on a false fact, and so we had to like completely demolish that part and basically start from zero. Because we had to challenge the whole thing with the beats and then go through it to get to this point. And now we're just actually doing the bit where we figure out the case. Did we read this line? I don't remember.
Oh no, I did not.
The key for this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there.
Okay, so telling us we don't need any new info. It's one of the things we already have. It's probably a photograph or a book or something.
It's probably I'm gonna assume the photograph in hand.
It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance that your theory is fatally flawed.
I am still holding my head in my hands. Nope, got it. Got it back. This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth.
It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. Man, that's a full recovery.
I love cocky sword grab.
Yeah, we just went from head in hand straight to smug.
What are you implying? Counsel?
There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife fell from above and could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness!
Utter madness.
No, this is the Old Bailey.
Surely this must be the last time.
Oh, thank you, Judge, for telegraphing. I love when they do that.
Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak.
This is the last inconsistency, the final piece of the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, then the truth will be laid bare at last. I have 5 tries. The evidence that explains is gonna be photograph numero dos. Take that! This, the 4th book found at the scene, is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. I think it was the book or the picture.
Okay. Well, I'm glad it doesn't necessarily have to be. I think I've said this before. I'm glad it doesn't have to necessarily be the exact one. You just need to be in the ballpark.
I think there are some games where it's a little more specific because of like memory issues, but I've noticed with this game especially, usually you can use, if there's 2 pieces of evidence that mean the same thing, you can use either.
Okay.
Also, yeah, we're doing our big climax jams.
Is that not Mr. Garadeb's book?
Give me those doots in chat, people. Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand.
But as we all know,
Sorry, I did it wrong.
it was the policeman constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so. As part of his wholesale transplanting of the crime scene to the opposite side of the road.
Exactly. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. This is also a flashback we, just did, so... We asked him about the book in his hand, and he was like, that's because that's how it was. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly that must have been before she suffered the knife wound.
Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I can't imagine to be doing much of anything.
So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand?
By Jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now.
Ow. Ooh. Ugh.
We're getting there.
Yeah, no. Oh, dearie me. Luckily, I revamped some tissues to be close to me.
Bleh. We know that the book fell. We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garadeb household onto the pavement below. At precisely the moment that the victim was walking past.
Yes.
I think Van Zyke's got it.
At exactly that moment. The young woman was walking along the street in a light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw. Yes, Mrs. Garadeb. And what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down. and picked up the book. You're goddamn right she did. She picked up the book. Heavens me! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. That's a weird way to say that, Ryunosuke. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book, shank. The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Green, was the defendant, Mr. Suzuki Natsume.
What? I never.
It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. Ah!
And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and an apparent attacker. So, there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place.
Objection, Your Honor. I'm no expert, but I do believe this is what we call reckless endangerment, I think. She's not dead, so it's not a negligent homicide, but there's some kind of involving the words negligence, danger, and reckless there that we can call this. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events that culminated in an unfortunate accident. That Mrs. Garadeb is totally liable for in a civil case, but I'm a criminal defense lawyer, and that is the real truth behind the case. Give me the breakdown. Come on, breakdown, breakdown. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garadeb?
Oh, we're about to have a breakdown.
The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions. I wondered if perhaps it might have been something that...
No breakdown?
There, old bean. Or Mrs. Garadeb.
I don't know about that, Susato. Of course, I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but... it was all my fault, wasn't it? Yes.
He's torn.
I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw the knife as well. John, dear.
It's all right. I know.
I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm sorry! Good catch, buddy. It's very hard with his bad knee.
Lift!
Lift with your back, not with your legs.
Nope, he's going down.
Man down!
Solid effort, my dude. Solid effort. You tried.
Medic!
Lord Van Zykes, what news of Mrs. Garadeb? She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events have left her in an especially flustered state.
Excuse me.
However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern. Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy.
I mean, this chick's still in the hospital unconscious. I think it's a little tragic, Your Honor.
I'm still trying to figure out why she's in a fucking coma, though. They shall have to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
I mean, I guess if she passed out from shock, she probably would have just ate shit on the pavement, maybe?
Maybe like a head wound instead or something?
Yeah, maybe she bonked her head. Or something. I think we talked to her after this, if I remember the stuff from the game right.
Oh, sick.
So maybe we can figure some shit out. I don't remember the details. I just I believe there is a hospital set at some point in this game. Man,
I did believe
consequences
that.
of their actions.
There is some new good news, however, my lord.
Is it? Yep.
I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated.
Oh, now she wakes up, huh?
Yeah, I know, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. If she actually woke the fuck up, I would be a little annoyed. Because that would have fucking solved everything.
Yes, I was just bending over to pick up a book and I felt the sharp pain in my back.
Problem solved. Fuck.
And Van Sykes would have to be like, shit, why didn't we wait like 4 days for this? Curse you, Gregson!
Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will regain consciousness soon.
It's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her.
How wonderful. The woman is out of danger, it seems.
Yes, that is good news.
So, Mr. Soseki Natsume. Yes. On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. Oh, we're not even going to jury anymore. It's like, nope. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies, and maybe this buttload of cash. Please don't tell anyone about this.
The old Bailey judge, like I said, he's a G. He's a classy guy.
Bleh.
No, it doesn't mean you should be begging your pardon.
Oh no, Mr. Natsume.
That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the pavement before my eyes, I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
Ghost did it,
I was sure that the woman was dead.
as was literally everybody.
Yes, Constable Beat said the same thing, didn't he? He thought that she had been killed too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless.
That was my line, Susato-san, but it's okay.
Sorry.
It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me.
Poor Soseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him. Alternatively, fog ghosts, real.
Yes, poor man. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits.
That's...
I mean, that was a very common superstition.
Oh, really?
Yes, I mean, maybe not like right now in the Victorian era, because it's like the turn of the 1900s, but yes, the fog in London was so bad, there was a lot of urban legends and superstitions about it. The Pea Supers.
Interesting.
I should have never dropped my books like that and ran away.
I also do believe there are several Call of Cthulhu adventures where you get attacked by the London fog.
Oh, I believe that, definitely.
I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
We are all sorry.
Hey, Gyarados up there now.
It's not really how that works, but sure. Alternate
What
version.
couldn't they say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think? One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps.
We were fooled by this spirit and led to false conclusions. But thanks to Lord Van Zykes and our young lawyer here from the east,
Judge, I've got a name.
that chain has now been broken and the spirit exorcised.
Oh, yes, Mr. Ryan Osuke Narahado. Mr. Ryan Nando's.
You know, Your Honor, I liked it the other way.
I heartily commend you both.
Oh,
Bleh. Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury,
Oh, we are gonna do the jury thing.
yes, my lord. I'm still here. Bruce Fairplay.
in concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability.
I mean, we probably could just declare a mistrial, but sure, not guilty's fine.
Are you ready to present your findings to the court?
As the foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion, just like my name, Bruce Fairplay.
I do declare the truth can be extremely cool at times.
Nobody's cooler than you, racist lady.
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the old bean while she's out of action, you know, but I know what her decision will be.
It damn well better be, buddy.
Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, that's about time.
Let's see. I have a corker story to tell your grandchildren when I get home, won't I? I'm prospector juror number 6.
Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman,
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty. Not guilty.
Damn, Mr. Garrett was real deep.
Guilty. Not guilty.
Wow. Sorry, I was a little surprised by old man there. I'm so used to your prospector voice.
That's the only old man voice I can do easily is the prospector one. He's a little deeper and squeakier than that.
Mm-hmm.
very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty.
Fireworks time, baby. Confetti.
Yay!
Everybody on the top deck is destroyed.
We're blind and have flash burns.
And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord, sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you'll continue to further your education in British culture, and may you never again be brought before me.
Didn't you say he was involved in a later case?
Yeah, I feel like this is that. I don't remember what that channel is. Is that Cinema Sins? The foreshadowing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I feel like that's you just play that meme right here. I don't think it no, it definitely doesn't happen in this game, but I believe in the next game there will be flashbacks.
Oh, yes, sir. Of course. All my life, I swear I'll never step foot in the courtroom again. I'm... Oh, here we go.
It's gonna do it.
Transported to tears. Thank you, counsel. Court is adjourned.
Holy shit. I
20th
think
of
we started
February.
at 10 p.m. At 10 a.m.
Yeah.
sharp. It is now 3:17.
The Old Bailey's defendant antechamber.
Christ.
Oh, locum.
Are we still calling me that? Wait, you mean me?
Of course. Is there another locum here?
Is there even one?
Compared to the original locum student, Mr. Naruhodo Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it?
What's wrong with using my actual name?
Oh, at last.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, at last. I'm free. I'm free. Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation.
You double dipped there, my dude.
Yeah, that's you got to knock points off that one.
You can't... Heady, hearty, happiness. Hurrah. See,
That one was much better.
Oh, I am pleased. Mr. Natsume is delighted.
I couldn't tell. Would it be so hard just to say that then?
Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink!
Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault, after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now.
No, not that! Lovely! Loyal, Locum, lawyer!
Yes?
I mean, as I said before, I have never just got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. And from high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback.
Oh dear. I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume.
I'm not so sure listening to people talk.
But today, you, Locum Lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood firm behind that burial in a bench before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth.
There's a lot of B here.
And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed, "Behold the best barrister ever born!"
Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you.
Can I please have my attorney's fee?
This has given me a wonderful antidote to recount to my old friends back in Japan.
Oh, cool. When I eventually return home from my service, I'll have to start a practice over there. I think so. That's what that's what's to become of all my hard work? Oh, I think I know who this is. But our policy is not to read them that way. Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning.
Oh, Mr. Sholmes, what a pleasure to see you.
I see, I am here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say.
Oh,
The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruhodo, and I wish you the very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No. Then my haste was in vain?
Ah, it's you, Herlock Sholmes.
Oh, yes. Have we met, sir?
this is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Sholmes.
Also, I know it was like 3 weeks ago in real time, but we conducted an extensive interview with him in jail, and you were right there. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. Our previous encounters have all taken place in the gloom. Either of your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. Yes. I simply couldn't place that curious face in the light. Charming.
This is all your fault, Herlock Sholmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm going to give you a piece of my mind.
My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Sam. Had she been taken to hospital more urgently, I feel perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now.
Oh.
But it was unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human, after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. Of course, not me, Herlock Sholmes, greatest detective in all of England.
I do feel very badly about how I behaved.
Well, never mind. Now then, what is it you wanted to say to me, sir?
Nothing.
Priceless! Oh, I am sorry, really, but... That was quite priceless, yes. Poor Soseki-san. Still, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And it would seem you were not even found guilty.
There's no bright side.
Whatever do you mean, Mr. Natsume?
Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits, and now by the Reaper.
Ah, Lord Van Zykes.
I haven't forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you felt not guilty, you're still doomed.
It'll be all right, Mr. Natsume. If the if the Reaper appears to trying to make trouble, I will protect you.
Oi!
Why? Why?
With a perfectly executed Susato takedown.
Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning next time, Miss Susato. Ryunosuke is completely nonplussed to this now.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Natsume, what do you intend to do now? Also, by the
I
way,
hope it involves
I
giving me a-
apologize if I have started to sound more nasally as the night has gone by. It sounds like it to me, so I don't know if I sound different on the recording.
Like honestly, I'm still thinking he might be suffering from like gas sickness in his room.
You mentioned something about recounting your experience to your friends back in Japan? Well, we know he has to go back sometime. Serious face?
Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon.
Oh,
It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of the literature here and the city it has shaped. I've come to realize that it is my calling to stay at home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. Then I'm gonna write a book about a cat.
that's very touching, Mr. Natsume.
Or in perhaps less veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse.
Not at all! That's totally it. The more I learn of literature, the more this strange feeling claws at my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots, and attempt to pen a work of my own. Wada Denekaru.
Oh, I see. A work of literature by Soseki-san. Could be an interesting read.
Funnily enough, the joke, about like Morgana's, calling themselves Wagahai, that actually started from I Am a Cat, because the cat in that there calls himself Wagahai.
Well, I mean, naturally a cat would.
Yeah.
And what about Miss Susato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we?
You're broke.
A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London.
Well, it is true, because he wasn't here. He didn't see us proclaim our determination to be a lawyer. We were talking about quitting last time we spoke.
Oh, excuse me. Like something was in my throat there for a second.
And only now does it feel as we have finally found our feet.
Yes, in case 4 of 5 in game 1. Slight oof. And you are accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodging before it bankrupts us.
Excuse me.
I've calculated that we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted.
Jesus Christ, Susato, what hotel did you take us to? The Ritz?
It probably has a lot of windows. Well then, you can take my lodgings.
Fuck no. Oh, the windowless room?
Oh, but what it lacks in windows, it more than makes up with a floor, a ceiling,
Great.
and of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit.
Oh my, an evil spirit.
No, but you can leave the cat.
Please leave the cat.
Oh, yes. It tries to suffocate while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call.
He does have bad ventilation.
God damn it.
Oh, YouTube is giving me a yell about stream quality again.
What is that? Carbon monoxide poisoning, I
Possibly.
Or the
It's
or the
mostly
carbon dioxide?
methane and natural gas. I don't think it would be CO2.
True.
Oh, stream
Well,
it
actually,
down
it'd be
for a
whatever.
second, okay.
It'd be whatever the burn off is from the gas, though. That's what would be left.
Yeah, I
I
guess if he's
remember.
got the lamp lit and it's causing him suffering, yes, that would be monoxide or dioxide poisoning.
Well, I guess. Well, actually, I guess either way. No. You're right. If the gas, it would have to be the gas light would be off because you wouldn't leave your gas lamp on overnight. No,
That's
you're
a
right.
form
So
of
it'd
natural
be-
gas, yeah.
Yeah.
But there might be other shit in there. Also, I think natural gas itself, like methane in various forms, is neutral, but obviously it displaces oxygen, which is bad for you.
Yes. I do believe that natural gas is heavier than oxygen as well. So
And this motherfucker's sleeping on a futon on the floor, so
yeah.
the ventilation is bad. Okay,
You need a
YouTube is
fucking-
still yelling at me about the thing. I'll move it on, but that was once again on the YouTube end. OBS reports no dropped frames, so my PC did not give up the ghost. We'll think about it if that's all right. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Herlock
Really?
Sholmes. Yes, well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it's up in the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of.
This is simply wonderful. What an honor to be invited to take lodgings in the great detective's office attic.
There's certainly something happening here.
I'm too overcome with words.
So suggesting me look elsewhere is out then.
You know this well.
Then it's settled. I shall prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I, Herlock Sholmes, insist.
I don't know what to say, but thank you. And yes,
Free food.
wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork for your formal release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long.
Somebody's happy.
Yeah, they are.
Susato, away!
Welcome. I know that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London.
Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame we're going to have to say goodbye so soon.
Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Logan, we'll meet again one day.
Yes, I'm sure. And hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Never mind that I'm
yes.
3-0.
Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author.
I can't tell if he just had that thought or he read my mind. Well, my dear fellow, our carriage appears to have arrived. Shall we go, Mr. Narahodo? Yes, Mr. Sholmes. Cool. Can I call you Watson? Oh, wait, no, I hear the copyright gremlins in the background, yes. I've little doubt Mr. Natsume will be released in time for dinner this evening, yes. And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode with Mr. Sholmes to what was become our new home, 221B Baker Street. The Endo. Nope. We gotta go look at our place. That's rad.
Honestly, this is a pretty bitchin' attic.
Yeah, this is a pretty good loft.
'20th of February, 4:41 p.m. The attic room.
Okay.
Ooh, parallax. I love it.
Stovepipe needs a little work. Sure, we can bend that into shape. So this.
It's to be our new office, yes.
Ryunosuke Naruhodo, attic lawyer.
I really like the sound of that.
Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it?
I hope you can see this, Kazuma. It's only a small step. But I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, how do you like the place? It's the rare coat off Sholmes.
Oh no, his hair's fabulous. What the fuck?
I love his vest.
Yes. Ah, Mr. Sholmes. Yes, thank you so much.
It's a delightful room, Mr. Sholmes. I simply adore it.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. Oh, God. What did I do for Iris? I think it was just
Be very proper and pitched up. I hope everyone is hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We'll eat as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate.
Yes. You must let me help you.
All right then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad.
Why is there a gun for the salad?
Splendid.
So we're just two dudes hanging out. So, Mr. Naruhodo, how does it feel
I
to
should
have your own office in the capital?
Man, that's pretty baller.
It's very exciting, actually. I can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those are precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Yes. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. I'm sorry? What?
Nani?
London is a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights
That's the darkest of shadows.
Casts the darkest of shadows. Thank you for stealing my line. As he glares out at you.
He is glaring at me.
Shadows? What do you mean?
Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies beyond London's facade already.
So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo.
Welcome to London.
That is slightly ominous. Holmes, you're not supposed to be that serious. Stop that.
Of course, I'm deadly serious. You saw that. I have my coat off. What are you talking about? Of course, at the time, I had no idea the significance of those words Mr. Sholmes so casually spoke.
It was not casual.
I thought he was just being a goof. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depths of the murk that lay beneath it. Thank God it was not my time to see, the power of the Old Bailey or whatever. I really do not want to be accused of a crime again. Twice per game is my limit. Now it's the end. It has been about 3 hours.
I do think this is a good stopping point.
Got a trophy. Save my current block curse. We can call it. We have finally cleared the adventure of the Clouded Kokoro.
I wish they told us how. It's an adventure of the unspeakable story. Interesting. I wish it told us like how many hours you have put into this already.
Yeah,
it tells
I
us
wish
when
it
you
said
last
on the save file. I wish it did. It just says when the last save was. I don't know if that felt like a case 2 for a usual game. That was long. There was a lot of deferment. I know that some of the older Ace Attorney games have like multiple days of investigation in the really big cases, like they go multiple days long. But like that was still like a lot of twists and turns. Like we had to go through several witnesses and step them down.
I think my main gripe about the games is just how we're just slowly fed evidence, and we have to like every time we think we solved a problem, it's like Van Sykes Jr. just pulls out the boot and be like, "Not this time, nerd."
Yeah, I do actually think that is something that is better about the older Ace Attorney games with multiple days of investigation. Like, usually all you have to do in case 1 is, in like the first day of the trial, is use your evidence to pick apart the first part of the case, and then it's usually the judge will go, yes, well, guess we need to investigate more. Bye, and then you build more.
Like I like overall I like the cases because I love the twists and the turns and the reveals and all that stuff. It's just I feel like again it's a love-hate thing because I enjoy the back and forth you have between Van Zyke. So I hope now that we have actually defeated him like utterly and legitimately, not through fucking Magnus McGill shenanigans, he will not be such a dick to us.
Yeah, we'll see. I bet he'll still do boot slams.
I hope he still does boot slams and wine throws and bottle tosses and, glass crushing. I love it. I love that about him. But I also want to see him do more JoJo poses.
Yeah, it's pretty good. No, there's a lot going on. I think some of it has to do with the fact that this one is much more story structured. Like, we spend a lot of time in the break, like, in a lot of Ace Attorney games, unless it was, like, the very final case, we wouldn't have had that little extra moment where we went to our first apartment. It would have, like, all of that would have just been a reference in the defendant's chamber, and then we left. We'd go to the next one.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's usually a little bit of build-up before the case in, like, the investigation phase, but there's a lot of plot density here and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty good. But we have crossed the 3-hour mark. YouTube has gotten a little annoyed at us a couple of times, it seems, but we're okay now. But I guess that means we will come back next week for the starter of Case 5, and hopefully I will have less of a nasal attack. I think my allergy med is finally starting to kick in after a couple hours. I'm starting to feel a little better, though I still sound a little overeager. But I'll have to run a vacuum this week. Get some deuced. But okay, yeah, I think that's going to be the stream for things. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in tonight. It was a pleasure, as always.
Yeah.
We have cleared another case. And now we're going to do what's going to be the final case of the first game. So buckle the fuck up. We might have to put in a little overtime to get this done, in a reasonable fashion in the month of August. And then I believe, if Lucky is still up for it, we said that our plan is to take a break between Great Ace Attorney games, and Lucky wished to play Mega Man X1.
Yes.
So we will take a brief rejoinder before checking back in. And we may or may not scatter, special streams like, obviously, streaming on What's Up, everybody, but also, we did the special Stray stream if there's anything that catches our fancy.
Yeah, like, I'm expecting X1 won't take me too long.
No, if you
I
know
hope.
what you're doing, most of those old school games are pretty, like, it's, let's see, it's Intrastage, there's still 8 Mavericks,
Yeah.
and then there's some Sigma
Like,
stages.
usually, yeah, because, let's see, I think I usually, when I played it, like, despite, like, weaknesses for getting the power-up straight away.
Yeah.
So I would do, like, Ice Penguin.
I don't know if Lucky can do it in 3 hours. Well, Lucky streams longer, so it might be like more like 4 hours, but still, that's a little. If we're doing all the power-ups and stuff, which I'd love to see. It's great. You love to see the extra effort. Also, it makes the game really easy. I don't know if that would be one stream straight through per se.
Let's see, I think Spark and Mandrill is weak to ice.
I do believe that is the order. Chill Penguin, Spark Mandrill. Is it Storm Eagle after Spark Mandrill? God, it's been years.
I'm not sure. I think it is. But Storm Eagle is where you get the helmet. And then once you get the helmet, you can go to the Flame Dude, and you can get the cannon power up early. Let me see. And then in the Chameleon and the Forest stage is where you get the armor, and that's all 4 power ups. I'm trying to remember.
I think that's the part that's assuming X. It'll take 4 or 5 hours if your brain can operate Mega Man X correctly. There's no guarantee of that.
Yeah, like I'm pretty sure. Like I'm saying it could be minimum 1, probably maximum 2.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think it'll be more than 2 for sure.
Yeah.
But I remember as a kid how fucking hard the post boss stages.
Yeah, I know. Usually I do Storm Eagle second as well, but I am trying to think the most optimal, because if you go to Storm Eagle, if you have the dash, you can pick up the heart container, get the sub tank, get the helmet, and beat Storm Eagle. And Storm Eagle ain't that hard. You just need to be able to be fucking Dash really to beat him, because he has that really stupid dive attack that everyone fucking hates.
Yeah.
Like I remember that.
He also has one of the more bitchin' arena themes.
Yeah.
It's a lot of classy music in Mega Man X.
I'll figure it out. I think there's only like a couple, maybe 2 sub tanks. I won't remember. Maybe other people can help me find those out.
Oh, I'm sure chat will be able to be like, Lucky, you're gonna miss a sub tank.
Yeah, I won't necessarily mind backseat gaming when it comes to the sub tanks, but I think I can remember just about everything else. I think it's only the sub tanks that's probably gonna give me problems.
My feelings about backseating, obviously, for this game, we have to put up an alert to like not ruin it, because it's part of the struggle is the remembering. Even if sometimes I'm like, hold on a second, I remember this one. But for a game that is like 30, almost 30 years old, 25 years old. When was X1? I know it was Super Nintendo.
Wait, isn't there a sub tank in the ice level? You have to go above the.
There's definitely some shit in the ice level.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember.
I think you need
I know
hat
I'm gonna
for the ice level because you got to break ice with your head.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things I actually love about Mega Man games. All this backtracking, like environmental shit. I remember X4 very distinctly. There are areas you can only access once you get the fire weapon, whether that's the Flame Blade is 0. God, I played a lot of X4 as a kid. Would I be good enough to do X4 for the stream? Probably not. Though that could be funny if we did like an X4 stream, because you can pick 0 or X right away. Because one of us could be X and one of us could be 0. We'll save that one for later, because I know you said you want to work through...
Yeah, I've always wanted to work through. Like I said, I've never been an X, but I've always liked. I've never been a Mega Man, but I've always liked X, and I think 0 was baller too.
Well, we can.
Is there a 0 collection?
Yeah. 0 and ZX. That's the same collection. I've got it.
Oh, sick.
There's also features to make you suck less at 0, which is good because those games are fucking hard. But yeah, no, there's a 0 ZX collection. That's all 4 0 games and both of the ZX games.
I'm gonna have to get that too.
Capcom's really good at this. Yeah, I've streamed I think I streamed some of the 0 side. I was just awful at it, even with the tools. I'm much more a ZX guy than 0, but I've played both. But yeah, no, we can work through this stuff. The Mega Man games are very classic and they're good. I could always try a Mega Man Classic sometime if we wanted to diversify. Though you guys are gonna have to like pray with me to get through the Wily stages, because I was never any good at that as a kid. One thing I will say for sure is, speaking of Capcom, obviously, we're doing a little bit of Capcom Bonanza because they do good games. We're playing Ace Attorney right now. Hopefully we can get either a new collection announcement or AA7 announced sometime. Great Ace Attorney 3, whatever. Just give me some favors. Help me out here, Capcom. But obviously, we'll be paying attention to whenever the release date for the Mega Man Battle Network collection comes out, because I will absolutely stream that for y'all.
I'm definitely gonna pick it up as well.
Yeah. Well, and the beautiful thing about because it's an RPG, you can, if you watch me play it, you will be able to play it completely different. Not to mention that I'll probably, for the games that have multiple versions, I'll probably pick the versions that I remember as a kid. So there's plenty of other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'll do the classic thing that we do with big RPGs is when I need to like grind shit. I'll probably do that off stream, and I probably won't do all the post game shit on stream for y'all.
I think that worked out very well with Bloodstained Ritual of the Night.
Yeah. There is a certain amount of grinding in between major dungeons and shit. I'll probably do like errands and stuff like that off stream where appropriate. I'll grind for styles in the first few games that way, that kind of stuff. I know the deals, guys. I know what's up.
I forget, does Battle Network actually like carry data over from game to game?
No, not normally. No. There are some features that get sync depending on playing other games. I don't know how they're going to handle that in the collection. Like, for instance, they did a DS version of Battle Network 5 that was both games on one cart. If you had a different the older games, the GBA games in the bottom slot of the DS, you could change the battle music and stuff like that. There were sometimes
neat.
little extra features like unlocking extra battle
Okay.
chips and shit like that. And again, we really don't know how they're going to handle that yet because we don't even have like a date. I personally hope that they include all the bonus content on just like a toggle. I think they did
That'd be
that for
fun.
some of the virtual console stuff. Also, I hope to God they give us the full version of Battle Network 6. There was lots of areas that were clipped out. No, Axe. 4 is the one that has a dog shit translation. It's not handled very well. 5 is fine, because I'm pretty sure they touched up the script for the DS version, and they were able to fit both games in there. I don't think there were a lot of problems with that. And you could still access the Django crossover stuff. 6, there was an issue because Django 3 never came out over here. Which causes many issues. So that they just straight up cut out extra like post game content because the memory of the game couldn't fit the scripts and the crossover shit you couldn't even access. It's wild if you hear about these things. Like I've talked before about how like the Capcom guys did so much in Ace Attorney with like the minimal memory and the different like sprites and stuff. Mega Man is the same way. Like literally for Game 4, they simplified Mega Man's sprite sheets so they could save data on the card. Like there's a distinct art style change halfway through this series. It's really interesting to read about and stuff. And I'm kind of hoping that they can, you know, they're doing the HD graphics and stuff. They're probably going to respec the music. I hope they can unpack some of that and fit it all because storage is crazy. But all right, we've talked your ear about our bonus streamy plans. Keep your eyes and ears out for future stuff. They've already said that they're going to you can do classic graphics or up-res mode. HD sprites and all that stuff. So that's always great, and I will also continue to hold out hope about Square Enix giving me my HD remaster of Final Fantasy Tactics Advance games. You want to hear me rant about that for 30 minutes? Go watch What's Up. Also, Lucky was a shark for 4 hours. He was a shark for 4 hours. It was great. I haven't had time to play video games. It's been all Gensakai. I think I'm going to go leave and go, like, actually go back to that and work on adversary profiles I wanted to do, I think I need to drink more water when we game, because, like, for, like, 2 or 3 weeks in a row, after we finished gaming for, like, 4 hours, I've just gotten up and been like, woo, I'm fucking beat. I need to lay down. Damn. So, I had some ideas last night that I could not execute on. But look forward to the Gensakai AP. That will be soon. Is it all uploaded, Lucky?
Yes, it should be.
Okay, so yeah, I'll probably trot that one out maybe tomorrow afternoon. Or maybe Woden's Day, because we'll stream Fail Betrayal, finally. Well, good luck with your dentist shit. All right, thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you later. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and consider joining our membership so you can also throw out badges. You, too, can Tirabit doot when the music gets the jams. Well, I only have one recyclable bottle, so maybe I need to just take more breaks and refill. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next time. Case 5.
Next time. So have a good evening.